Starting the show with a special guest, Michael Landl. Let's do the countdown.
All right.
Yeah. Welcome, everybody, and glad you could make it here with Melon, Eric, and our special guest, Michael Landl, who previously year he had the third place in EC Click as a vape advocate, and he's also the director of World Vapers Alliance, right?
Correct. Thank you for having me. Highly appreciate the invitation.
Yeah, we're going to do the show in a little bit different order because Michael is only here for an hour or so, or maybe longer if we keep him entertained. So we're going to start with the section that's not always on the show, but sometimes a very necessary section. Fake news and advocacy.
We're so pro.
I started with the wrong bumper. Yeah, I deleted it now. It won't happen again.
I'm just talking about the bumpers. I just like them. They're good.
Looks really nice.
Good.
It feels like I'm on CNN now, so please be nice to me.
That's exactly what I said the first time you showed them. I'm like, I feel like I'm on CNN.
But please be nicer than the mainstream media.
We are. We definitely are.
For sure.
So, Michael, tell all about yourself, what the World Vapers Alliance stands for, and what you do for consumers and businesses in the vape industry.
My personal story is quite the typical story. The usual thing. I started very early to smoke with 15 probably. Smoked for 10 years, and I have to admit I always loved it and never wanted to quit. till a friend of mine said to me, "Hey, do you know this new cigarette, a new kind of cigarette?" And I was like, "Oh, obviously I'm interested." And then he went with me to a vape shop, bought a vape, and within 2 weeks I was smoke free. So classical accidental quitter, I would say. And that was also then helpful when the World Vapers Alliance was founded. I was asked if I wanted to help build it up and start it. And it is a consumer organization. So we basically promote or try to raise the voices of vapers all around the world, wherever something is happening, wherever new regulation comes up, wherever consumers need help with grassroots activity, all kind of things. And in the last few years, obviously, the European Union was a big focus with the Tobacco Products Directive on the horizon, because that regulation will affect obviously all of the EU. But what I always try to convince our partners as well, that they need to be active in this area as well, because if the EU gets bad regulation, other parts of the world will follow. I would say next to the US, probably the EU is this one block where everyone looks at how do they treat harm reduction, how do they regulate it. So it's a very important issue for us at the moment, and we are constantly working on it. But as I said, basically all over the world.
Yeah, because you got like the ambassador programs for like all the stores and businesses. I got a picture of a map, by the way. I can show you guys. It's like here are all the ambassadors all over the world. Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I mean, for us, it's always the vape shops. They are kind of neglected since we are a consumer organization. They can't be normal members. But we thought the vape shops have such an important role in the whole community that we want to create something a little bit outside of our normal spectrum, and try to invite them to become basically ambassadors and being this link between consumer and the actual customer, and for us with politicians, with regulation, those kind of things. So on the one hand, to together with Vape Shop create awareness, but on the other hand, we, for example, had a petition this year, so they were very helpful to tell consumers and their customers, hey, there is this and this going on. We can talk about what exactly in the EU, and helped us collect those signatures. So it's very helpful. And on the other way, we try to support them and show our gratitude with very nice hoodies and T-shirts and campaign material. I've seen one of us at least is wearing it already. So very cool, very cool.
I update this on Hall of Vape. The guy you sent the guy to Hall of Vape, got a picture of him as well. This pretty cool guy here. You know him?
Yeah. Dan.
Oh, yeah.
He's great. Yeah.
He has great energy, man. And I had several ladies saying, "Hey, I want to climb in that guy."
I think that's why he loves it so much to go to these expos.
Yeah, but he had great vibe going on. So yeah, I put him in the vault of the Hall of Vape video as well. You know, like to get the voice out of doing a little bit advocacy in there. Because we all started our YouTube channels because we love vaping and we want other people to find this harm reduction tool as well and save them and help them get a better choice. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, those expos are the second big part where we, for example, collected a lot of signatures for our petition, because it's great. Obviously, there you have all consumers from one countries in one place together. And I think it's always, it's nice to look at all the new kind of devices, but it's even better to meet all the other people and the community there. And then you can see we're all a bit crazy, but also on the same page with when it comes to harm reduction and vaping. And I always leave super tired, but very, very how do you say that? Very not emphatic.
Exhilarated.
Yeah, exactly. Very excited after this, and so like, okay, there you can see why we do what we do. I love it. I love those.
Yeah, I agree. It's because to go to Stuttgart, I drive 6 hours, but walk the whole day there, then drive 6 hours back. So
Oh,
yeah,
that's dedication. That's dedication.
yeah, that's dedication. But yeah, there are the hobbyists, people who go to these events. They are really involved with the community and the stuff they want to buy. That's the best place to advocate for the WVA, for
Yeah.
sure.
Definitely. I really enjoy it always.
I made
That's
a
really cool
command,
that,
it's like CPA. If people type that in chat, Nightbot will give them a link to your website.
I think that's really cool that you found a way to also include shop owners, because I feel like at least here, a lot of the times, vape shop owners and people that work at vape shops are almost kind of looked down upon, almost like they're kind of dealers of death or whatever. So I think it's cool, and I know that there are other groups that are for like consumers. So it's cool that you guys also work with shops too.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
mean,
I think-
I don't know how your
Go ahead.
stories are, but I always remember this first day when I went to the vape shop. I had no idea about anything.
Mhm.
And how they walked me through with how many cigarettes are you smoking, what kind of cigarettes. Let's try mouth to lung first. That's most likely for you as a smoker better. All these things which are now normal, but you as a first time customer, you have no idea. And I think if you compare that, especially if you go to a tobacco shop in Europe or something, they just throw a product at you and say good luck, more or less. But with
That's kind of how it is here at most of the shops nowadays. It wasn't years ago, but now there's all these pop-up shops on every corner, and they're ran like vending machines. And the guy behind the counter has no clue, doesn't care. It's like, you want this one or that one? It's this much money, and that's all they know.
Yeah, that's
So-
why I like
I'm
the specialized vape
disappointed.
shops.
I'm
and
very
that's actually why I
disappointed.
started my channel, was because of that reason, because people couldn't get help at a lot of the shops around here. I know there used to be some really, really good ones that were like owned like locally, and but nowadays it just hasn't been like that for a while.
I mean, on the other side, probably the products became better and easier to use, which is obviously an advantage.
true.
I would
Oh,
say
yeah.
that's
Definitely.
why it's getting more, or it is gotten more popular, even without less specialized shops. But as I said, for me personally, that was super helpful. For example, I would be this typical person then who goes in there and says, okay, if I switch, then I need to use as low nicotine as possible, because I didn't have no idea about nicotine. Also thought, nicotine is the problem. But then they explained to me, no, do it the other way around.
Yeah, if
Start
you do it
pretty
that way,
high.
you won't be able to quit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, a good
They're,
shop owner makes a real difference. We are, or at least I am, in a vape shop in Lucerne every week. He's a friend of mine, and there was one person that was really upset because in another shop she got yelled at and they threw her out of the store. And you could really feel, if she wouldn't have been vaping before, that would be the end of the story, right? Because that's
Yeah.
just a terrible experience, and you connect that to vaping. But the shop owner I go to, he's like he gets to people in nowadays age where a pod device doesn't need a lot of explanation, but he walks them through, shows them how do you charge it, how do you fill it up, goes through everything, and people are really thankful for that, and it takes them into this world and welcomes it, and they are happy to go on the journey because they have such a brilliant experience with it. And quick reverting, that's also why I like seeing you guys supporting or embracing shops, because in Switzerland I see a lot of shop owners are active in the community or want to be active in the community and want to help the whole political landscape of vaping, but it's hard for a single person or even a single shop to get somewhere. But having an organization that will help you and you can help them really matters. It's not you alone on the battlefield. You have a whole army around you.
Yeah, definitely.
Is your shop an ambassador at the World Vape Alliance?
That one is not. I have to talk to him about that.
we need to sign him up.
Yeah, I need to
I'm
sign
sure
him up.
they will.
No, and
I'm sure they
especially because now basically the first year was obviously finding out who is willing to participate, who wants to do something. That's why we have the map. But obviously, then the next step for next year would be, and what we will try to do is to activate this community, you know, to provide them with useful materials, but also maybe, I don't know, if a vape shop wants to do a community event like a meetup or something like that, that we can help with logistics, with decorations, with contacting consumers. So you know that we don't lose this community feeling of the vaping family, I would say. And if we can get a couple of active ambassadors for those kind of activities as well, then obviously that would be amazing next year.
Yeah. I looked at the map and I was disappointed because there's 0 ambassadors in the Netherlands of these shops.
I need to be careful now not to say the wrong thing about the Netherlands. But when it comes to harm reduction, let's put it like that. It's probably one of the toughest countries where we operate.
Yeah.
I would say it's crazy at the moment.
Yeah, we got the flavor ban. Only 12 ingredients are allowed in the E6. They're looking at banning disposables, or Belgium is also doing this. And it's crazy over here. But also the shops, I'm disappointed in the shops because the flavors, everything is actually their income, you know? So actually, they had the point to step in, and like it was Smaaknoodzaak. You heard of this, right? So that they were fighting for the flavors. But no, and I go to many different shops, and when I buy their flavors, no one was talking about like sign the petition because you're buying flavors. Actually, I think the shops also need to promote the advocacy that is in place for them to keep their business open. And the state we are now in, they have cigarettes in a vape shop, which is blasphemy.
Yeah. I can't stand seeing that.
We see that, for example, the best example probably would be the UK, where we 2 years ago started also to go to the expos in Birmingham, and consumers came up to us and said, "Why are you doing this? Vaping is safe in the UK. Nobody will touch it. We are the best country when it comes to vaping." And then half a year later, the Prime Minister announced a generational smoking ban, including heated tobacco, pouch ban, not pouch ban, sorry, flavor ban and disposable ban. And you can't take anything for guaranteed when it comes to this. There is just one, I don't know,
it doesn't disappear with a ban. It doesn't disappear with a ban. It just moves to the illicit market where you don't want it because there is no regulation on age or on what's in there.
And especially as a vape shop owner, obviously, you don't want that because that's your business.
Banglair has a question. I want to know, Michael, how does your organization work on countries where vaping is completely banned, like India? What's your role on those countries? And you have contact with the Indian organization.
Yes, we do. I mean, that's probably would have been good to explain how we work generally at the beginning, because we have individual members. So basically, every vapor can become a member of the WVA, but we also have local organizational partners. And as you mentioned, in India, we have also one. And with those partners, we function a bit like an umbrella organization. So depends where they are in their journey, we try to support them. So sometimes a group or a couple of people come together and say, hey, we want to start something. Can you help us? How we build something like that? How can we be a good vaping organization in our country? Then we help, starting it with our experience. And then obviously other groups, they exist already 10 years, they know how it's working, and with them the cooperation is different, so it's very individualized. And when it comes to countries where it's fully banned, obviously it depends a little bit on the country, on the legislation, what we can do. I don't know, for example, in Singapore we can't organize a protest on the street because we would end up in jail, and obviously that we don't want, and we don't put anybody in this position. When it comes to India, it's more, unfortunately, because they already have the ban, we try to work with public health influencers, I would call it. So we have some doctors where we have good contacts. Most likely you have seen them in some vaping outlets already, and try to change the minds within the public health system. So that because obviously India with, I don't know, 1 billion people is hard to organize it completely from bottom up. I think there we need the local help from people who can do that and know that, and we provide then materials or educational information on campaigning, on those kind of thing, or even only try to connect. In a lot of countries, for example, it helps if we as an international organization, or let's say a US researcher appears on a news show in India or in some countries. For that also is sometimes very helpful. And obviously we try to get the community going. So as I said, we have the individual members too, and when there is something happening in this country, then we try to point them, hey, you have a government consultation at the moment. Click here, do this, go there, write there your story. Now is the time to act. As you said, it's always a bit easier said than done. But I think that is our role, what we can do. Plus, we always do media work from our side as well. If there is something happening, we try to get into media and get our point of view in there as well, because I think that is still important to go to the mainstream media as well.
Yeah, get your voice.
Work a lot with.
But actually, India is in a breakthrough. They approved a single vape device, which is without nicotine. But that's pretty awesome. It's a step in the right direction, though. You heard about that?
Yeah, they went 15 steps in the wrong direction and now one back to the right. So now we need only 14 more. But we are trying.
So you work a lot with the local organizations that already exist or that want to start and support them. You build the network around the organizations locally.
Exactly.
It's an awesome idea.
Yeah, it's the typical umbrella organization, I would say.
Yeah.
So there is no, I don't know. They don't need to change their names. They don't need to use our logos. Those kind of things, they still exist, and we just see how we can support them, or also how they can support us, because obviously with a team of 5 people we can't be aware of everything what's happening in the world. So
of course,
we need the input from the local organizations as well, or if we do something in a country, then obviously we always do it together. For example, in Mexico, this year we organized with the local, with more than one group, but one of them is our partner organization, a protest in front of the parliament, and it was amazing. 500 people showed up, and those kind of things obviously we need the support from local partners.
What would you say, like the average show out there, normal people that just are at home vaping, that are maybe not politically active, what can they do to support the cause? Because I mean, if you're in an organization, you're already doing a lot, but what's an average person that maybe doesn't want to do the political work, how can they support still the movement of keeping vaping alive?
2 things probably. The first thing is obviously is clear that I say that, but it is joining consumer organizations. And I mean, obviously the WVA, but also the local consumer organization, if there already exists one. Because as you said, the normal vapor needs to go to his job, has his life, his family, his own problems, and can't follow all the news. But the advantage is, if somebody is a member of a consumer organization, we can directly point to the consumers when something is happening, where something is happening, and what they can do about it. And then it's very directed, and obviously not in every country every week there is new vaping legislation, so then it's manageable. And then I really encourage people to actually do it, because one of the problems is, I think a lot of vapers think their voice doesn't matter. But if you never raise it and never speak out, then it really doesn't matter. But if you do it, then you can change something. And I personally,
at least you have to try, because if you found your harm reduction tool, you want other people to find it too. It's like I see in the Netherlands with the flavor ban, some people were dual using. They're completely back on the cigarettes instead of reducing the harm, or by halving the cigarettes by using the vape products is already an improvement. But yeah, they cannot get any flavors anymore, so they're back at the pack of cigarettes, and the vape device is just catching dust.
It's terrible. But
Yeah.
also contacting politicians, and I mean this is sending an email, so it's not that much work, but it's impactful. I worked for 2 years in the German parliament actually, and I saw it from the other side. It has nothing to do back then with harm reduction, but I saw what emails came in, and if politician's office receives 10 emails about a specific issue, it can't be too small. You start at least look into it, and then if there is something, then you will tell the politician, your boss, hey, a lot of that seems to picking up. People are interested in this. Let's look into it if we can do something. So it always is. Everyone thinks like, okay, if we send it to a politician, they will delete it and not read it. Maybe he personally won't read it, but at least his staffers normally read it. And if enough people are contacting them, then that makes a difference, because
eventually you'll make some notes and then give it to the politician, like, hey, look at this, man.
It's two. We always said one of two things or both things. Either yes, send them information, but I think even more powerful is the personal story, and because at the end of the day they want to be elected again. So if a voter sends them, hey, I was a smoker for 20 years, thanks to vaping, I was able to stop, I feel way better, and you and your colleagues want to take that away, I won't vote for you anymore, please change your mind. Or, I mean, a little bit more sophisticated maybe, but something like this. Then if he receives 5, 10, 100 emails like this, then he will start thinking about it. He might not change his mind, but at least looking into it and knows it's an important issue and not a niche issue.
Don't send an email like, hey, if you don't change this law, you might hear a ticking noise underneath the next time you step in your car.
That might be counterproductive.
Don't do that, because then Secret Service will show up probably.
Oh, Bangladesh is booming with questions here. One more question. You are into this advocacy. I am sure you've heard of the Dragon Mart in Dubai, where they sell premium copies of every disposable. All brands are concerned. Your thoughts on it? You heard about the Dragon Market?
I haven't heard about this specific one, but I assume it's like everywhere, where they copy paste the official brands. But obviously it's with most other issues, law enforcement and having good regulation so that the legitimate markets can survive are the key to this. As soon as we get draconian regulation, we can see the black market show up, and then those kind of things are happening as well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you don't want the you don't want the black market ruling the market, though. But if you
I've never heard of that. Although I've seen something. I got an email and got invited to something a while back. It was on like a Discord server that I looked into that I wonder if might be related to that, because it seemed all sorts of illegitimate.
So
Yeah, I've seen that a few times, that you can, like in China, order disposable vapes with your branding on it. It's gonna be the same disposable that every other brand has, but you can put your name on it and sell it as your own. So I think that actually does exist a lot.
Yeah, I know that's certainly a thing for disposables, that there's not really all that many companies or all that many factories cracking these out. And essentially, if you want to buy enough of them, they'll make you a vape. But that's not just, I mean, that's everything, though.
Yeah. And I mean, obviously, it depends if is quality and safety guaranteed, like with the others. But that probably in that sense, it's more an industry issue. I mean, then the brands need to talk to their producers and say, why are you doing this? not much as a consumer you can do it, I guess, about it. Except like where we started, going to a trusted vape shop or store, where you know they will only sell legitimate, original, controlled products. So that's why I'm still I have to admit I never ordered something online, for example, when it comes to vaping. I always go to the vape shop. I don't know why. Normally I love online.
I'm the same way. I've never ordered a single thing. I never got anything vaping through the mail until I started doing YouTube and started getting sponsors. That was the first time.
When we still had flavors, I would get them at my local shop to support locally, but there are no flavors anymore. And to get like newer devices here in the Netherlands, to get a device officially in your store, all the stores need to want that device, and they test it before they even release it in the Dutch wholesale. So yeah, I'm going to France, for all my stuff.
but
I'll order everything online nowadays because it's so much easier. But it's trusted places that I trust, So.
But if I look to your background, then you don't need any more devices.
Need is there's need and need.
Yep, I'm fortunate that where I live in the United States, there's not very many regulations at all. I mean, you can buy any type of vape. You can walk into a vape shop and buy like a huge canister of flavored nitrous oxide gas. Right? I mean, so. You can buy like a 12-gram THC vape,
Well, big thing in the States now is that the FDA is sued in front of the Supreme Court now. So that's a big win there in the United States there already, that they are actually looking at that.
Yeah, I feel like we had I think our election was a win for vaping, because the other side, because Chuck Schumer, who's kind of king Democrat in the United States, has been after vaping since the get-go. He's even trying to kill Zyn, even pouches over here. So, in his side lost. So I think that was a win for vaping in the U.S.
That's 40% of what he has on that room. Yeah, Bangladesh knows me. So
no space for a bed anymore.
Yeah, it's a hobby. They told me like vaping would be cheaper than smoking, but look at that.
That's true for me.
No effing way. So I actually have a video of you guys being in the Parliament of Brussels, the European Parliament. Let's show that to the audience now. There we go. Where we go? There. Boop, 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 there.
Hello everyone, we are here in Brussels. We are delivering your voices to the European politicians behind us. Thank you for your support. We reached more than 100,000 signatures for our petition to save harm reduction in Europe.
Yeah guys, thank you for signing our petition. Thanks to your effort, we're gonna raise awareness and make politicians understand how important vaping it is. So keep raising your voice and vape on.
Vapers Alliance.
That's very
so
cool.
you have, for each country you had this orange box with the signed petitions of people from that country. Yeah, there was even a Dutch box there.
We don't give up. We don't give up on the Netherlands. No, that was basically the end or start. Let's see how you want to interpret it, from our Every Life Counts campaign, which is directed to the European Tobacco Products Direction, where we basically asked vapers and consumers to sign with the demands of no flavor bans, firm embracement of the EU of harm reduction, guarantee affordability, so no higher taxes, and risk-based regulation of all nicotine products. Those 4 points were the main asks, and we were able to get more than 100,000 signatures for it. And so this last Thursday, it was actually, we delivered it to the parliament with this stand and protest in front of the parliament, right next door, basically. And also, we had the boxes to symbolize basically all the signatures from all the EU countries, and had also some local partners there. The guy in the video was my colleague Alberto, who also is with WVA from Spain, but he lives now in Brussels. And yeah, actually a vape shop owner also came by. That was very, very cool. And now we delivered it to the European Parliament. We handed it also in as an official petition. It's called Petty Committee. They deal with it. We have never done it, so we don't know what's exactly going to happen. Hopefully they are not burying it completely, but we will see. And then maybe December or beginning of next year, the official process of the Tobacco Products Direction starts. So then it will be really hot, and we hope that then politicians realize 100,000 people are not nothing.
Yeah, I hope that will have some effect, though, because if it changes in the European Union, might change something in my country. You don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I always have to say we need to be realistic. It will be hard to make the regulation better, but at least we need to fight to avoid the worst things. And I think the two main battle things which the EU Commission, I think, will try to do is ban flavors, ban pouches, and increase taxation. Those three things, I'm almost 100% sure that they will try to do it. And obviously we are gearing up now to fight against this, because as we discussed, flavors are important, and I think a complete flavor ban in the EU would be kind of the end of vaping as we know it. And I'm pretty sure other countries would follow then as well, around the world, because then they say, oh, the EU is banning them, now we should do it too. Yeah, and obviously pouch ban, same story, would be terrible. Starting to picking up, helping smokers at the moment, plus higher taxation, also a problem. Especially for me, it's always baffling when especially those parties who always claim they are for the little man and for the poor and stuff like that, and then they turn around and say, oh, we need to increase taxes on vaping. And I was like, that's exactly targeted at those people you just claim to help. So those are the main points, and I'm really excited that we got so much support. So if somebody who watches this signed it, a big thank you. I think that made an impact and will even make a bigger impact when the actual policy discussions are starting, because then now I can say it's not only Michael who is coming to Brussels, it's 100,000 other people who think the same, and it's affecting a lot of people.
Yeah, I think that's what you said about the EU being like a
regulatory gold standard, but also when it comes to bad regulation, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's definitely true, because in Switzerland we just had in October a new regulation on vaping that we never had before, and you can totally see it was like a copy of paste from EU standards, and some stuff was deleted, so it's not that awful. But we definitely moved towards the EU goal, and if the EU will ban more, we will ban more.
Yeah.
That's 100% true. Yeah, we are surrounded by EU, but still, I think that's totally true.
Yeah, and we have then another organization which is also not very helpful, the WHO and their COP meetings. That's will happening this year as well. And I think the EU and the WHO are this kind of negative regulatory circle. So the WHO publishes a paper why we should ban vaping. Then the EU says, oh, WHO says we should ban flavors, sorry. They say we should ban flavors, so let's ban it. And then the WHO comes back and say, oh, look, the EU banned it, so the rest of you guys here who signed the treaty should also ban it. Yeah. So it's a vicious cycle.
Yeah, it's a talking point for them. It's like an argument. It's a selling point. Yeah.
So that's why it's important.
It's the same selling point that they used to protect the youth. Actually, teach parents how to parent, maybe, instead of protecting the youth.
That's a good point. That's a question I actually wrote down for you, Michael. When doing advocacy, you always hear the usual stuff talked back. Most of it is bullshit as reasons why vaping should be banned. But I think the hardest thing to convince people that it's not actually a problem is teen vaping. What are your thoughts on that? Is it actually a thing? Is it a problem? Because I don't see it as a problem. And how do you respond to all of those claims that teen vaping is this new horrible thing?
Yeah, I mean, there are several directions you can go with that. I mean, the first one is probably to look at the numbers. Today I looked at the German numbers, for example, where 12% of underage people smoke and 1.5% vape. So what is the problem here? It's kind of getting because with all these media stories and those kind of things, I also think the politicians have a completely wrong idea. They think like 80% of young people are vaping while almost nobody does. So
yeah, but they're looking at the number. It's like the teen persons who try to vape once. They'll be getting added to the percentages, and then that's the number. But they only tried it once and didn't, maybe not even liked it.
Yeah, definitely. So I think this is the first thing to get a little bit the realities right, which is already a hard thing. Obviously, then you also mentioned the more difficult part, because obviously if vaping wasn't there, what would kids do then?
That's my point.
And nobody talks about it because obviously it's controversial, but it's also a realistic thing. It's not like if we ban everything, young people don't do stupid things anymore. I mean, we don't live in a fantasy world, and I think we need to realize that too. And
I mean, like, I don't know how it's in Austria. I think you are about the same with alcohol as we are in Switzerland. So like 14-year-olds are starting to drink. And we are not banning alcohol because a few teens are idiots and get drunk.
We don't.
Alcohol has flavor too, alcohol has flavor too.
Yeah, exactly. We don't even ban the flavored alcohol. And I mean, and I think, which is also the third argument I always make, and that starts now because we can see the numbers, the teen vaping numbers go down, and the smoking rates for adolescents go down even further. So there is absolutely no sign of a gateway effect or something like that. And the more time passes, the clearer will be. And I don't, now when I think about it, I hear this argument less and less, to be honest. This gateway argument, for example, that's a bit gone.
That was the biggest argument they made for regulating in Switzerland for the new law.
Really?
It was the big thing was we've got to protect teens and kids.
Yeah, but like if you vape something strawberry or watermelon or cheesecake something, you don't want to taste the cigarette. Come on.
I mean,
in Switzerland we are bad at the regulations because we have cantons and every canton does it differently. And we had 3 cantons that teens or kids were allowed to buy e-cigarettes. It was only 3. But the big thing they told the whole Switzerland was like, teens can buy e-cigarettes, so we have to ban it for adults. It was like, no. Just no.
You brought up an interesting concept there, Melon, with the alcohol flavors. Like, I can just imagine if a country had a ban where you could only sell just regular grain alcohol, just no flavor whatsoever. See what happens to their drinking rates after that, but then also see what would happen to their illegal drug use rates. That would skyrocket.
So just go to something else.
Yeah, I mean, it's clear, but that's actually surprising because I think a lot of the politicians we talk to, they never think through what's happening after we ban something or implement some regulation. So
it's not just making one thing disappear. It's a seesaw, you know.
Well, actually, the kids that are vaping in my country are all using non-TPD disposables, so like 16K, 9K puffs. Yeah, something that Eric is using.
And what I always need to remind politicians, also surprisingly, is it's already banned vape
Yeah.
for kids. There is already a ban for vaping, so it's a matter
There always has been. You know,
Yeah.
kids were never allowed to. They were never allowed to smoke, and they still do.
Yeah.
Yeah. We smoked before we were actually adults.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody tells you it's not allowed, they want to do it. That's
Yeah,
true. But
it's-
I mean, that's for
Michael,
example-
you yourself started at 14, and then I know a lot of people, all of my friends that are still smoking, started at 14, 15 years old, and we weren't allowed to buy them. So nobody's banning cigarettes. They're still here. I don't know why that should be a point to make.
I mean,
Like-
kids will always do stupid things, and that's part of life. But it's also what you said with this. That obviously every government regulation is also some kind of communication. So if we increase taxes or regulate it stricter, that communicates, oh, that must be dangerous or something like that, which is a terrible message for adult smokers, because then even more smokers are not trusting vaping anymore or don't want to try to switch. But obviously, as you said, it makes it more interesting for kids too. And that's maybe Eric, you know that maybe. But my theory in the US, when we saw this rapid increase of teen vaping, correlates at least completely with all this moral panic in the media and where the whole US freaked out about vaping. So I think that's part of it, that actually this wrong messaging made it interesting for a lot of kids to try it.
And that's why they start calling it a youth vaping epidemic. Well, an epidemic is actually the word for like a widespread disease and not for an addiction or something. So the whole world is taking over that terminology, you know.
I think it's also because vaping got more popular, and kids, if something is new, they gotta try it. It doesn't matter what it is. You can create a new alcohol, you can create new cigarettes, new vapes, whatever it is. Kids want to try it if it's new. So I think that had a lot to do with it. That at the start, teens were vaping, but it's dropping again.
When I was their age,
the numbers are dropping.
You know what I was trying when I was their age?
I know.
Weed, ecstasy, hard drugs, stuff like that.
My brother's a high school teacher here in the U.S., and I know a big thing there is catching kids with them in schools. And I think it is a little bit more problematic with vaping than what it ever was with smoking, just because it's so easy for them to hide it. And I think that's what a lot of parents are also just concerned about, is even if it's not true, they just feel like if my kid's smoking, I'll be able to catch him. But if they're vaping, they can hide this from me. And I think there's a little bit more of a fear of that. But
I think it's the other way around, actually, because when we were smoking as kids, when we tried smoking and we were hiding. We were really making sure nobody of the adults knew that we were smoking, because it's bad, it's dangerous, it looks bad. Even if you look at the package, it looks like something you're not supposed to be, so you hide it.
Sure.
But with vaping, the kids are walking up to teachers with a vape in their hand, because it doesn't look dangerous, it doesn't have this aura, this vibe of you're not supposed to do that, so they're more open about it. So adults or teachers actually know more that teens are vaping, because they don't hide it anymore.
And
I think that's a big part of the picture people get about teen vaping, because they are not. I mean, if you see teens walking around with vapes in their hand, yes, nobody sees a teen walking around with a cigarette in their hand, because you hide behind the house and do it there, because you're not allowed to.
Good
I think
point
that
there.
distorts the image a lot.
We were smoking in back alleys and stuff like that.
I come from the countryside. We did hide in the woods. So
we were behind the barn.
In the fields.
And then when you came home, you washed your hands 15 times in a row.
Yep. Get the mouthwash.
I just love gum.
Why do you have such red eyes? Yeah, my friends smoked and the window was open.
Yeah.
Do you smell like smoke? Yeah, my friend is smoking.
Those damn other kids.
Don't they have parents?
I got
Oh, that's
another
cool.
question for you. A friend of mine recommended this question. I like it very much. You do a lot of big campaigning. How do you finance that? How do you get the money to do all of the lot of work, the awesome work you're doing?
Yeah, it's we are almost fully funded by, it's called Consumer Choice Center. It's a consumer organization from the US, and they do way more different topics, not just harm reduction, but luckily they love harm reduction too. And the story was back then when it became too big for them, so that they couldn't focus on other issues anymore. Like, for example, they do campaigns for ride sharing in countries where they ban Uber or something like that. But obviously then harm reduction became always bigger and bigger, and then at some point they decided to fund a new organization and helped also with the incorporation and the starting of World Vapers Alliance. And luckily they are still funding our activities. At the moment we're trying to diversify that a bit, as I can't remember if we talked on live or before about the WVA shop, and small private donations are also possible.
Yeah, you can go to the World Vapor Alliance website. You'll find a shop with nice merchandise and something like this. You know, you've got 99 problems with nicotine ain't one. They also have it in a dark color and mugs and all kinds of stuff. And by buying that, you're already like helping the alliance out. Yeah.
Exactly.
Please do donate. Please do buy stuff. But I think it's reassuring to know that you are not 100% dependent on donations. So we know you won't go away suddenly because people had a bad year or something.
No, I mean, I think the bigger danger is if we don't do a good job anymore. But that's what I try to avoid, and keep what we are doing or even improve it. And then I hope we can continue that for as long as possible or needed. Somebody, I only saw it quickly, they comment with the long run positivity but short term pessimism. That's also kind of my attitude with when it comes to generally harm reduction vaping. In the short run, I think we need to fight a lot more really stupid ideas and bad regulations, but in the long run I'm pretty sure that we win. We start to see now countries which become smoke free. So it's Sweden. New Zealand.
Celebrated that.
New Zealand is also New Zealand is also almost at the same pace as Sweden now. So it will be hard.
With a good way.
What?
They just banned. New Zealand is on the way to be smoke free, but not in the same way as Sweden is, not by choice.
No, but they can't the generational smoking ban. That's not going to come. It's because it's because they actually fully embrace harm reduction. They even have a joint website from the health ministry and a lot of public health organizations where they educate the public about vaping. So it's not an obscure, I don't know, like shady people like we do, but it's the government telling people. And when you can point it at them and say, look, even your government says that makes an impact, and their smoking rates go down really, really fast.
That's good to hear.
So we'll see if they overtake Sweden. But what I'm saying with that is, in the long run, it will be really hard for other parts of the countries to ignore those examples. I mean, I remember the WHO when Sweden became close to 5%. They said that's not the lowest smoking rate. I think it was Turkmenistan, they said, or something like that, where they publish, smoking is banned, and they publish smokers on live TV with I don't even know what, and the WHO is putting that forward instead of Sweden because Sweden is not achieving it in the right way for them. But I think in the long run that's impossible to ignore. It will be so overwhelming. We will get more good science, more evidence, and at some point the long run and the long-term studies must be here. I mean, now it's vaping for, I don't know, 25 years basically.
Yeah.
Probably, and they still tell us we don't know long term. So at some point, this long term must come, and it's impossible to deny.
Yeah, I feel exactly the same way. Like eventually, since vaping exists and the devices and juices are so good now, I think just there's no other way than for it to eventually become the thing everywhere. And I see smoking other than just more like cigar smoking and more of like your traditional, more ritualistic smoking continuing, but just the whole cigarette thing, I see it eventually just being a kind of 20th century thing. And then vaping being the new thing. And it's just how quickly we're all going to make that transition, and almost like a race. What country is going to get there sooner, the first? Yeah. You know, but eventually it has to happen everywhere.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I also think though in the short run we will see countries who go the opposite way. So some of them will try to ban everything and think that works without looking at the countries who already tried and fail. So we will see those kind of things too. But yeah, in the long run, I'm also optimistic.
And these smoking rates that the countries count is different in each country, because some countries will count a vapor as a smoker and some won't.
Like there may still be countries that, you know, solve medical problems with bloodletting. But eventually, no one's going to do that because everyone's going to pick up on it's not the right way to go about things. I think it'll kind of be the same way with vaping eventually.
So what devices are you actually vaping on? You got multiple devices, Michael?
Actually, I'm a bit weird with that because
I'm gonna put your full screen for that.
No,
what's your weirdness?
I don't have any favorite products. I'm not big into the devices itself. I just go to the vape shop. I say something. I want something where I can change the least amount of stuff on my device because I have no idea about it. I just want it to deliver some nicotine with a good flavor to me.
So you like disposables?
No, I still do. I still like the freebase nicotine. I don't like the salts, and the disposables are way too sweet for me. I do now. I mean, I shouldn't say it probably publicly, but
But you can show what you're vaping on. Come on, show it.
I almost use 100% nicotine and then drop a couple of drops flavors in there.
Is that a Dicodes device?
That's I don't even know, to be honest. Celos.
That's not Dicodes.
Oh, the Celos. Yeah. And is that an RTA there?
A what?
Is that the Bishop too? The atomizer?
Yes.
Atomizer.
Yeah.
It's a rebuildable.
It is. Yeah.
Oh, so you're at least you're building. You prefer to vape from a rebuildable over a stock coil then?
But in this one, I always change the top thing, so I do both. Depends how am I in the mood.
Yeah, I think with traveling, rebuilding is awful. If you travel a lot, rebuilding is not that fun.
Traveling is awful with the open systems, unfortunately. Still, I couldn't figure a way out yet not to have it leaked on the plane.
That's why I'm on this. When I traveled, I used the Lux exclusively because I didn't want to be in a hotel room on the table and rebuilding my stuff.
But does it work with this one?
I had one pod leak, but the others were pretty tight.
So that's a closed pod.
It's a closed pod.
Okay.
That works really well.
Yeah.
Wait, I have to answer Brian. Brian, you're on a different channel, so that's why you don't see the whole chat. So, yeah, if you hop on over to my channel, you'll be able to see the rest of the chat, though.
Yeah, and that's something that I think we're going to be changing here moving forward.
Yeah, we're gonna move the complete show, next show, on only my channel. But Vaping Melon wants to stream it private and then make it public after the show is over,
Yeah.
so they can still watch it back on his channel later. So that might be a
can
great
talk
idea
about
for you too as well, Eric.
later.
Yeah, because now we are on
Okay.
3 channels simultaneously.
Okay.
It will give you more coverage, Michael.
Very good. Thank you. But unfortunately, the hour is almost over. So I wanted to thank you again, and really enjoyed it. Great pleasure, and love to speaking to you.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you,
Thank you
man.
for being here. You are a great guest, and it's also nice to do our part of advocacy by inviting you and letting your voice be heard. And hopefully, a lot of people will sign up with the World Vape Association. I will leave it in Nightbot, so we'll always be spamming the link to the website. So every show from now on forward. So that's cool. If you ever want to join in on the show, let me email me. Or maybe if a different associate of yours wants to join the show, they can email me as well, and you can share the show with your fellowship.
We will. Thank
If you have
again.
anything you would love to share, like a video or something about the new policy, I'm sure all of us would be happy to share them on our channels as well. You can always send us stuff.
Yeah, we would like to do our part in the advocacy part, of course. Because we're here to promote it. So.
You already did the utmost with even wearing the right swag, so I'm highly appreciative.
I'm sorry. I will buy one, I swear.
The only thing that will save vaping is unity in the whole community, you know.
Exactly, and ignoring the other 99 problems. Cool. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for joining
Thank
in.
you, man.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So next up, we have a mystery guest coming in. Are you guys ready?
I guess.
Can you guess who it is?
No idea.
Melon?
No idea.
Is it someone returning?
No, it's not somebody returning. And I said multiple guests, so you could have guessed it, but now it's too late. I'm going to add them to the stage. There they are. It's it's Killer Vape Republic in the house.
we were watching it, and then you said, I was like, oh, fuck, we got to get in.
Too busy listening to pay attention.
Yeah, well, good to see you guys. How you been?
Now we're less serious. I can actually show my beard.
Oh no!
Yeah, I'm always done with mine.
I can't. I'm absolutely hanging.
He's feeling a bit mouthy.
I wasn't functioning till about an hour ago.
Oh my God, Stabby, what did you do to him?
I didn't do anything. He did it to himself.
Mm-hmm.
Last night.
I had one drink and about a quarter, and then I'd had enough. And you had what? How many?
2 Brewdog, 4 inches, and the rest of your drink. And I just woke up this morning with a major headache. I blame the lemonade.
I woke up about around somewhere between 7 and 8 or something, and then we went to like at 11. We went at 10, 11. I'm not sure, but in the morning we went to a Thai massage parlor. Me and Sabina had a massage, and the girl called on me to give me a massage. That was relaxing.
That is definitely the professionalism out the window, isn't it, mate?
Now, here, that's not a place you take your girlfriend. Yeah, here, that's not a place you take your girlfriend. That's where you go pay money to get a temporary girlfriend.
No, that's when you are expecting a happy end, though.
Yeah.
but you know, happy wife, happy life, they say. You know?
This is true.
This is true. So I'm going to go to the toilet. You guys, I will mute myself.
Get that mic.
Thank you for having us on.
You don't want to be like the preacher at the mega church that went to the bathroom, left his mic on, like thousands of people.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I think I've seen that one.
How
Yeah.
embarrassing.
You alright, Banger? You alright, Intense? Hello. People in chat. Hello.
Hello.
So do you guys live together?
No.
Okay.
I live in Stratford upon Avon, and Lucy comes from Cambridgeshire, Peterborough. So it's like a 3-hour
wow.
commute on the train
Oh, nice.
to each other.
Oh, okay. So you guys have like a long distance relationship then. All
Yeah.
right.
It could be worse though. So
Sure. Yeah. I guess that's not super far. You know.
no. It's been okay, isn't it? There are times we miss each other, but thank goodness for modern technology. So
Sure.
It was the whole perfect
Yeah.
case. I was just FaceTiming like nearly every night. We're like, we should just go live.
because we have each other in stitches, so we just thought we'd
Yeah.
everyone else laugh. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how we started really. And a year later, we're here.
Okay. That's awesome. Yeah, that's true. Modern technology has changed everything in that aspect. You know,
My mum keeps going, oh, if you were my age and this happened, you'd have to write letters and they wouldn't get to you for over a week.
might be more romantic, but
And she
nonetheless,
wouldn't be able to read them because my writing's shit.
man, I don't think I'm going to be able to write here in a few more years because I just take a picture of everything. You know, I don't write anything down. I don't even have an ink pen on my desk for my job. I don't even use one.
Purpose? Is it
I've got a pencil.
We've got a pencil.
In case you want to sketch something.
The thing is, whenever I'm live, I've always got a little notepad. So I do write, but only I can read it.
Yeah.
It doesn't do Lucy any favors.
Oh. Coffee. Oh, yeah. I got guests here now. I have to put them in the night bath. So I'm doing that like as we speak.
Made it to the night bath. No, that's big, super big.
Yeah, we know he knows he is. Look at him.
How's everybody's Sunday been? All right.
Still early for me. I got up and just set up in my construction zone. My house is under construction right now, and it's a little chilly outside. So I just threw the recliner over here and put my phone on the stand, and that's been my entire day so far.
Why not?
I've been in bed
longer for me.
I'll be going very.
But don't stroke my hair too much, babe. I'll fall asleep and we'll miss the live.
Oh boy! So that was an interesting guest, though. For all Vapers Live. Yeah, it was great. Getting the word out for us.
I totally agree. There needs to be more vape meets that aren't just like expo and stuff like that. Because back in the day, it used to be like nearly every weekend there were stores doing vape meets and stuff like that. And
vape meets,
raising that awareness sort of thing. So
majority of the older stores have lost that community because it's been flooded with the disposables. They don't sell the high-end devices anymore. They don't sell the Sponkers, the RDAs, the rebuildables.
The hobbyists just go online.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
you get your pods and your disposables and maybe the odd salt, but they haven't got.
There used to be some like mod shops around, but the disposables all put them out of business.
When I started, they had like mechs in the background. You wouldn't see that now.
Yeah.
And we still get them.
No.
Luckily, we still get them in the shops. It's a small part, but like almost every shop has still like a pro corner where you get all your RDAs and rebuildables and mechs and all of that. And there are some that still do like meets, and we have like a meeting Facebook group in the region.
You don't really get that in the UK, like unless it's
Yeah, but we should organize that maybe through Facebook groups and social medias ourselves. Just a meet, a random meet somewhere on the square, and pull out the whole square. We did the whole big group. Hey, this is harm reduction. I can see shit, man.
We went to a vape shop, and they're like a string of shops, like a franchise. They've got their own juice and all sorts. I asked the guy like about an RT. Was it an RDA or RTA?
It's an RDA.
It was an RDA in the shop, and he goes, "I ain't got a clue how that works." I was just like, "Well, what are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here?"
Yeah, what are you doing here? Get away! I'm going to take you
how
spot.
much and what coils would go best with it, and he was just like, "I've no idea."
Don't know.
Yeah, it's more and
Not
more.
my forte. I know how to open a packet, take the thing out, and suck.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Which is fair. But like for hobbyists and stuff, you want to have that. If there's someone selling a car, you don't want someone who's used to selling drinks. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You need someone who knows what they're talking about.
He wants to show you, give you a test ride. He doesn't even know where the ignition key goes, you know?
Most cars now haven't even got keys. You just push a button
Yeah.
and it's in it.
Yeah,
So,
like my mum's.
yeah, my mum's does. So it's Gus does as well.
Yeah.
So let's dive into the vape bar, I guess, right away, because people are missing out here.
Ooh. Oh. Hello.
You can at least warn us.
Yeah.
do the patented savage. Ooh.
The vape bar is our buffet, by the way.
Yeah, I did see you. What's the vape bar?
What's this? No,
I think it's the buffet.
okay.
But,
Love the Ecto 1 license plate, by the way. Love it.
Yeah, Ghostbusters.
Massive Ghostbuster fan. And Star Wars and everything. Just a nerd. So I'm on the G3, and in that is Dinner Lady Blue Raspberry. So it's new fruitful range. Also got the Asmodeus Minikin Pod, and in that is King's Tobacco OG. Also got the Warhammer with the Alberic 2 RTA, and in that is 5 Point Castle Long Reserve. And on the Forge Mech with Asgard Mini and dripping Dinosaurs Cambrian. That's me at the moment.
Me, because Sundays are made for resting. Water.
Oh,
water.
Lemonade.
Bad. I might.
What's that?
I've got the Oxford V Prime, and I'm still absolutely loving it. I think I might get some more colours of this one. I've got the Northern Hollow, not the one we're allowed in the UK. I've got the naughty one, and I've got some by dinosaurs.
Is she talking about the pod or about dog? I got the naughty one.
I got this, which is a champagne mimosa, and I can't stop vaping it.
It's a good one.
It's a good one. I've got the Slim Pro in rainbow, and I just done a rainbow in the Pro 2, and I need it, which is very
Does look
pretty.
nice.
So I've got this one. It is pretty. In that, I've got some Ox Passion, also by Oxford. Asmodeus Minikin Pod as well. If he gets something new, I'm like, where's mine? And vice versa. So I've got this one, but it's slightly different colours. And in that, I've got some more dinosaurs. And he's multi-award winning now. So that is Frozen Raspberry.
Shameless, yeah.
Frozen Raptor. Got my Slim SQ Pro. This one's got a cute rocket on it. Oh, he's vanished. You little rocket bugger. Right. What's in there? Got a giant bottle of Ravine from Zeus Juice. And I've also got my Vapers S02. It's the 4. It's got a little daisy on it. It needs charging though. Oopsies. And lastly, it's got some Dinner Lady Fruitful Cherry Ice in it. And that is me done.
So you're passing it on to him.
You got that thing too.
Yeah.
So you got the. Mine's like, there you go.
What doesn't work here?
On to Eric.
Eric, since he has also, these are like the iPhone brothers now.
Sorry. Let's see here. Okay, I got my Thanksgiving vape. It's not a Thanksgiving vape, but I chose it for my Thanksgiving video. And I should probably go into that because Thanksgiving's an American holiday, and it's a feast, and we always have turkey. And of course, I have 2 pet turkeys, so I had to incorporate them into my video. And I couldn't think of a vape flavor, but we always have cranberry dressing a lot of the times for Thanksgiving. So I was able to find. I went into a shop in Geek Bar, made a cranberry sour cran apple. So I bought that thing. That's what I used. That was my excuse for my Thanksgiving vape. So these are the ones that are just kind of taking the world by storm, at least over here. I mean, about every other young person that you run into that vapes is using one of these. So they're just huge. I like it. They last a long time. I can understand why they're so popular. But that, and now this came in the mail just yesterday on the THC on my food section of my vape bar. I got gummies from Memory Lane. They sent me these yesterday. Now this is interesting because they actually make gummies that are indica, sativa, or hybrid, while everything I've ever seen before was just gummies, and they didn't differentiate. Those last ones were the sativa. These are the hybrid ones, and then these are the
night times.
Then these are the indica ones. Yeah, so yeah, these are your more put you in the couch, as they say. So I tried one of these, one of the sativa ones. What's up?
You're gonna pop a couple now?
I'm not going to right now, just because it's morning for me and I got a lot of stuff I got to do today. So I'll show you guys one. They're pretty big. I mean, they're 200 milligrams a piece, so they're a gummy. And I had one of these last night, and I can certainly feel it. It didn't like put me out in the 4th dimension or anything, but I've got a pretty good tolerance. It usually takes me a handful of gummies to do that, but they're good. I like them.
Microwave Oven has a question for you. Does Eric sometimes only do CBD gummies, vapes too?
Do I only do CBD gummies and vapes?
Does Eric sometimes only do? Yeah. CBD gummies.
I do both. I do the. In fact, yeah, I do the vapes a lot too, and that's what. These are the ones I've been loving on. These Flying Horse vapes. I tell you what, I can't decide if this one's my favorite or this one. These are the 2 newest blends. Although I've tried, I guess I never even took the sticker off this thing. I've tried a bunch of these. These things I love. These are 9 grams, so they're 4.5 grams of indica on one side, 4.5 grams of sativa on the other, and you can even kick on both pods at the same time. So you can basically take like a double hit and get these massive blinkers off these things. And so yeah, I love these. And this is the newest one. They have this black edition. This one I thought was the strongest until I tried this one. These all have different blends of cannabinoids, so they're all a little different. But yeah, so I get into it all for sure. And then other than that, I still got the V Play, the one with the video games on it. Let's see here. Go down to the game mode, the F22. Here we go. Yeah, my little airplane. See if I can play this backwards.
Yeah. Come on, you gotta die quickly. Come on.
I'm still making it. Hold on. Oh. Now this is hard. I can't believe I'm still alive. Well, I gotta get that power up. Get it. No, down. Oh, chase it. I'm doing better than I do normally.
I'd never get anything done.
I can't believe I'm still alive.
See, the bad thing about that is if I was at work and on a break, I wouldn't vape.
Yeah, just been
Oh,
Yeah.
I got this thing out at the doctor's office the other day, and I was killing it. Oh, there.
I wouldn't even
That
drive
was
to the
too
next
bad.
customer, man. I would just stay there. And the people honking their horns behind me because they are waiting. Like, wait, I'm not dead yet.
So yeah, that's pretty much what I got. And sorry, the place is just a mess right now. This is what the entire downstairs of my house looks like. I've kind of been living upstairs now because it's too cold to do things outside now. So it's just, but anyways, let me pass it on to Melon. What you got, buddy?
Alrighty. To drink, I got a Hoogharden. I think that's pronounced correctly.
Hoogharden.
Yeah.
Hoogharden. Dutch beer.
Hoogharden, but it's already empty. So I replaced it with
I feel the bromance. I really feel the bromance now.
Only for you, my friend. And I got the Brewdog Hazy Chain Guava right now because the Hoogharden is already empty. On the more cloudy side, I'm currently vaping on the Aspire, what's it called, GoTech Pro. It's not as good as I would have hoped, but I'm still using it. This will get a review soon. Then I got the Talons 3, the little temp control part. Been loving it. The pot life isn't as good. The review will be out soon. I already shot that. I did a little bit of reproducing. That's not a word, but then I got the Pulse with the demo RDA. I'm not using that as much, but it's still in the rotation. I actually love the demo really much as a single coil RDA, squonking RDA. I've seen a lot of people hated that because of the airflow, but I love it.
Oh, Hoogharden is Belgium. You're right, Microwave. It's Belgium, by the way.
Okay.
It's Belgium. Just Googled it.
Okay, then it's a Belgian beer, but still counts. Then we got the Hogan Lascar V2. That's up for best mech mod with what's it called? EasyClick. EasyClick. And a Reload S on top. It's not as hard firing as I remember, I gotta be honest. And in here I have a little bit of my own juice that's currently in my Easy Drip Daddy. Love
Drip
that
Daddy.
thing for driving. It's called
It's like
Drip
the
Daddy.
brother of P. Diddy, the Drip Diddy.
Yeah, it's not really a
That's
Drip
pretty
Daddy.
cool.
Just for Brian, no, actually, that thing, you can lock it. You can lock it, so it does nothing. And it's a really good toy, just to fiddle around with the wheel. Then we got even more stuff.
It's unlocked in my pocket, though.
That never happened to me, actually.
Yeah, but you have to lock it because it's really easy to turn it, though. Yeah,
that's true. I got a Lux, as usual. Then I got it's a little bit weird. I got the Pulse RBA in the Keylight, and in the Keylight I got the Taita. Don't ask me why. In here is a custard from Black Panther. It's all right. It's not as flavorful as I would have hoped, but it's all right. Then we got a Pulse with the Taita RDTA RBA in there with the Uncommon number 1. That's actually a really flavorful RBA. I was surprised how good that thing is. I think I started the review for that as well. That should be up soon as well. Then gonna look if I have missed something. Yeah, of course, there's a Dreamer with a Nightmare with the Chicks. I know someone else has got one in the same color.
Yeah, but I don't have a Nightmare. I have an Asgard on it, though.
Oh,
Okay.
Mech Friends. Oh, the one that has everything.
last
I love
but
that.
not least, I got the Parsons in pink with a Precisio RTA on top.
Pink.
And in here is some delicious apple pie crumble that's really delicious. It's not like really a apple crumble. It's more like a apple drink. I know someone else who has a pink Parsons as well.
Yeah, we are Parson brothers.
We do have similar vapes though. But I think that's all that actually gets vaped. There's a lot more on the table right now, somewhere there. But that's the stuff that actually gets vaped on. So that's me. I'm handing it over to Mr. Big.
Mr. Big, wow.
Mr. Big.
I switched from this beer, Hertog Jan, the Pilsner version, to well, since our serious guest is gone, I went to some Aerosol pink strawberry flavored vodka.
Gimme.
Gimme, gimme. It's really delicious. Maybe it's even better with the pink Parsons though.
I'll pass.
Mmm. Ah, gorgeous. Yeah, let's dive down, of course. There we go. Since microwave oven asked about the switch on this thing, it was kind of crunchy in the beginning, but it's now okay after I used it a little bit more.
Yeah, it got better.
Yeah, it gets better when you use it a little bit. But in the beginning, the switch was really crunchy on this. So that's the Dreamer clutch with the S02 on top. And I'm dripping some, where is it? Some ODB juice, the sweet grape from the UK. What else am I vaping on? I'm vaping on the Parsons with the Fat Rabbit Solo. On the inside, I have some Vampire vape there, some Pinkman Apple. And that Vampire vape is also in my Boro, the Nova by Vandy Vape. With the new RBA that is just as good, with a nice battery wrap there. I'm having another two devices with the same juice here. So I'm going to show the juice first, of course. This is some pistache. What's it called? It's Geno's pistache. So it's like a pistache cake like you see on the... Oh, it's so delicious, man. I just found this juice and I'm using that in the violator. Need to refill that violator on the Odin too. But I'm also using that in the Tyrion 2. With Nightmare 2 on top, the smaller one, and I customized my Tyrion. You see that? That's my logo there. That's pretty cool. So that's cool. What else?
Put that in the chat.
Here I have the Pixel.
Oh yeah.
The Vapers Cloud with some Rebel Bogan. Must still down. Actually, this liquid should be in the Parsons, but it isn't.
That's
Then also the Talons 3 temp control pot, still on the first pot though, using some Desert's Blueberry Squirrel. Really getting into those dessert vapes lately. Ever since Licious sent me some flavors, I'm on a desert streak now. Also on the Raiden sub-home kit there, Raiden 100, using the sour orange Zeus juice that I don't have the bottle here because it's in my car.
Oxys.
Another mechanical mod with Osiris 30 millimeters and almost depleted bottle of Boysenberry Jam Scone, which is very delicious. Vaping on the Rift. I got the Shift burrow tank in there, set up for mouth to long. I'm vaping the Rebel Bogan Plum Job, which is also, of course, here you go, microwave oven. You want to see my pipe? I know it. My little Gandalf here with the K-Phonics. Then last but not least, I'm going to say the same thing as Melon since we're all brothers. The Titan Advanced combo with some ferocious spear rubs. Yum, 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 yum. So that's my buffet for today. So,
not jealous.
Oh,
No.
not even the slightest.
No.
Yeah, we could just use the intro as an outro.
Whatever works.
Whatever works.
You know, we skipped the whole "How's your week been?" but I still got to show it. I sent you
How's your
two
week
things.
been? Okay, wait. How's your week been, Melon?
Oh, it's been great. It's actually been good. Actually been good. We went to a amusement park. It was shit, but it's all right because the weather was bad, so no rides were open. But it was still fun. I got 280 subscribers, and I got something to show for Eric because we talked about that last week. I sent you two things on WhatsApp.
Oh, I'll go check it
First,
out.
we need the video. We made a special video just for Eric because we talked about that last week.
Okay.
Now he's
Okay. saving it now.
Yeah.
You can.
And then there's a picture as well. The picture you want to show second.
Yeah.
Save. There we go. Now I need to upload it. Add video clip. I hope it's not
The
too big.
suspense is killing me.
Bum, 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 bum.
It happened on Thursday. We talked about that last week, how much we get, and on Thursday it happened, so we thought we'd make you a little video and show you.
Okay.
I need to remind it when it happens in my country. I'm going to show Eric as well. If it even happens in my country, though. Okay, here's the video.
It's snowing in Switzerland.
It's about 5, maybe 7 inches of snow.
Yes.
And it's disgusting.
I love it.
But the clouds look beautiful.
Wow. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Did you build a snowman? Are you going to build a snowman?
We didn't do that. But
No.
we made
Like
pictures
some
to show how
massive-
much snow we get.
Those were like snowballs falling from the sky because, like, they weren't doing like the thing. They were just like, just like
It was wet snow. That's about how much we got.
Oh wow, man. Yeah,
That
I
looks
mean,
good.
we can still get snows like that here, but man, it's really rare. Like the other day when we got that one, we had like an inch of snow on the ground, but it only got to like 34 degrees, so it didn't stick around. It snowed during the day, but by like midnight it was gone. And that's kind of how it happens here nowadays. We used to get
I-
snow like that
I like
long
to be
time
the
ago.
first one out in the morning when it snows, and then everything is beautiful. But then when the snow melts, it's a mess.
Yeah.
It's a
Wow.
mess.
Yeah.
I don't like-
Lovely.
And I hate
And if it
driving.
gets cold, it just turns into ice.
Yeah, and then you slip over it.
Yeah, just hate driving right now because people can't drive if it's white outside. I will never understand it. But they slow down. They don't know what they're doing. It's horrendous.
Yeah.
It's pretty though, right?
It's pretty.
I'm sure it's
If
beautiful.
you're on the inside and watching out of a window, it's pretty. If you're in the snow, that's not my place to be. My girlfriend
Yeah.
loves it, but I hate it.
I don't-
Your
I don't mind
girlfriend's reaction was mine. I'd have been like,
If you don't have anything that you have to do, see here, always being on a farm growing up, having to do things during the winter, and there's work that you got to do, and there's things you got to go fix, and then you have to deal with the weather. And just like right now, I'll have to go out and take care of my birds a lot during this, and that sucks. When you can just go out and just enjoy it and be in it when you want to be, that's one thing. But
Making
doing work,
butterflies in the snow, yay!
snow angels, Vic, snow angels.
Snow angels.
like
yeah.
I feel bad for those like cattle farmers out on the plains, like out in like
Yeah.
South Dakota and whatnot, to where it's winter like 8 months out of the year, and they got to deal with all that. Man, no thanks.
No thanks.
Yeah, just rain here.
Just rain
Just
here.
rain
Just
here.
rain.
Tipping it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we get more rain than anything else in the winters nowadays. Just really gloomy, rainy. Probably more like your weather or our winters.
Winter.
Yeah, it's a rare occasion for us to see that much snow that early on in the year. Usually it only comes around January, not in that amount that shortly.
So that
quickly.
storm must have hit like the entire world then, because it was really rare for us to get snow in November at all here. So
Yellow snow. Totally yellow snow microwave. He's that hungry, he might eat some snow.
Oh my God, this pistachio cake.
You were describing last night, and it
You
just
made me
sounds
hungry.
like
You made me hungry.
do like a bit of pistachio.
Yeah, it's great. I need to order more bottles of this shit. It's like I ordered together with Jan, the flavor man that I did the reviews with, and he's like, I need 10 of these bottles and some Nick shots, and then I'm like, oh, okay, I'll try one bottle out, and I'm delicious. Some of these French liquids are quite good though.
I don't like beer.
well, there's French. I mean, so isn't everything supposed to be like gourmet?
Well,
That's
the
what I was
French,
trying to think of.
I hanged out in the French vape shop, and they like all the candy and fruity flavors mostly. They are not that big into desserts though, so I'm actually surprised with this one.
Their liquid's really, really sweet. They
Yeah,
love
they're
sweetness.
sweet, or they're
too
like a little
much for
bit
me.
cooling. They like their frozen stuff, but it's not like Kulala, but it's like fresh,
Yeah.
No. Like,
And then in America, it's like 6 different fruit flavors and then quadruple ice.
that's the thing in the disposables. There are mainly like fruit, candy, or ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I like though. So
Yeah, it's good for you. Yeah, what works for you, works for you. That's how it is.
I always say whatever works. Do you know what I mean?
Big is so bourgeois. He only vapes 3-star Michelin liquids.
Bougie. So bougie. Eat snails.
I do.
Snails, escargot, they call them in France. Escargot.
Getting a bit posh in here. Are we in the right stream?
Now, I'm fucking in.
now, did any of you guys see my new video where I got attacked by the rooster last night?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah,
I will.
my friggin' rooster just tries to flog me as I'm sitting there right in the middle of my review. A rooster just flogs up my back as I'm opening my dang mail. Like, what the hell is that? Like, he'll get me when I'm walking through the yard. He'll sneak up behind me as I'm walking and get me, but he's never just got me as I'm just sitting there. I'm like, I'm leaving that in the video for sure.
He
Wait
took you
for
by
the perfect
surprise.
moment.
Yeah.
Today's the day.
I haven't even gone back to look and see if anybody watched the video or not. I just posted it. Well, as soon as that happened, I'm like, okay, I'm going to edit this and post this right now because this is funny.
They're the best shorts. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should make a short out of it.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely do that. Well, it's
Yeah.
kind of like the one I did a couple of weeks ago. The coyotes started howling at me when I was sitting out there. And actually, though, the coyotes, those same ones, killed one of my chickens the other night. They got my best egg-laying chicken. So that sucks. But in fact, me and another guy are going out tonight to hopefully kill some of the bastards. We're going to go hunting. So
Eric, read the comment in the screen.
got violated by coffee. I did. I gotta admit.
Behind.
Yeah, microwave has a way with words.
Special way.
He do love
Well,
you.
sometimes the hens will just hop up on the back of my chair and just kind of hang out. And I thought that maybe that's what it was because I couldn't see it. It was behind me. But then when I watched the video back, I'm like, no, that was a rooster flogging me.
You need to do like the Mortal Kombat theme behind. Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's funny, man. Like
Flap
we'll go back and
17.
forth. I'll walk across that yard and he'll come up behind me and do that, and then I'll turn around and he'll face off with me. I mean, he'll go back and forth. It's like 30 style boxing with that guy. It's fun.
Oh, Western.
You know what?
Okay, that's Eric with that noise voice.
Yeah.
That's what he's like. He's not afraid of you. I mean, he'll run after you. My little niece was over here a few weeks ago and he chased her around the yard. She was terrified. I felt sorry for him.
Yeah, we saw a video where somebody made a particular noise, and it means "come here" in cat, and loads of people tried the noise, and their cats came to them. What was it? Was it ma?
Ma.
Ma?
Yeah.
Ma.
Ma. Do it. Ma.
It ain't working on mine yet.
Yeah,
Oh no! Apparently,
working
if you just shout it, it'll come from wherever it is.
Try it. Try it.
What's it sound like again?
Ma ah. But you go ma ah.
Ma.
Yeah.
Ma. Kind of like a monkey or something.
Apparently,
Is that what they
cat
sound like?
language
I don't
for
know.
come here. And like these cats are just like because then it just goes.
Everything echoes in here right now because there's no. This is like the only piece of furniture in my entire bottom floor.
It's like that rooster again.
Yeah. I'm safe right now.
I'm actually surprised you're not sitting in your refurbished bedroom now.
I thought about it. I thought about doing the show from up there, but nah. That's a little too intimate of a setting.
You don't want us in your bedroom.
all the
That's
time.
exciting.
Vaping with Dick does it all the time.
I'm disappointed. Eric doesn't want us in his bedroom.
Well, you know, Melon. You know what, Melon? Maybe next week I'll do it for you, buddy. I'll bring the melon into my bedroom.
I'm doing my house up as well, and I'm like, well, where do I film?
Yeah, but
I'm going to move about
Eric,
my house. You've got to guess where I'll be.
Eric, you gotta make Big jealous because Big and I have the bromance. Now we want to start one too. He's gonna be jealous.
You have one of the, what do they call those polyphonic relationships or something?
Polygamous something.
Yeah. There you go.
Polygamous bromance. Okay.
I just thought of something. I got to show.
Plutonic.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
No, I got to show this to Melon. Be right back.
Ooh.
It's not his bedroom.
Melon is showing his, and now Eric is showing his.
As long as it's not his cock, it's all right.
He got a cock outside, so.
Yeah, I've seen that on video.
That cat noise sounds like my ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
Okay, here it is. Hold on, I gotta take it out of the frame to the last second. Are we ready? Oh, you see it?
You got
I grew it. I
I
grew this in my garden. I grew it for you, Melon. It's heavy. It's cold. It's been in my fridge for a while. I hope it's still good.
Should be.
If you leave it out of the fridge long enough, it will do some vape reviews for you.
Yeah. I'm gonna put it back.
At least it sounds as thick as I am.
It was when he came in and he put his leg up. I was like, Melon, I think you're seeing some cock.
It's
You
gonna
got
get
worried.
intimate.
Huh? You say it worked?
But sorry, I got this tripod I'm dancing around. There we go.
That's what it is. It's tripod.
Yeah. That's what the ladies call me.
The tripod?
Yeah.
Tripod.
The tripod, because I got a triple dick. Tripod.
That's TMI, man.
Yeah. You do you, boo. You do you.
I need to go let my turkeys out here before too long. It's their time of year. Thursday's their day.
Okay.
It's
When I
Sunday
first-
today.
But yeah, but this next Thursday is Thanksgiving, so that's their holiday.
Okay.
Now, last year was the first year I'd had those turkeys, and after Thanksgiving, like the Friday afterwards, I had a couple people hit me up and said that they were surprised that they still saw my turkeys out in the pen because they thought I was just raising them up and we were going to eat them on Thanksgiving. I'm like, no, they're my friends.
Not
Yeah.
Aussie.
That rooster.
They're gonna eat Aussie.
Friends are our food.
Not our LGBTQ couple.
Yep, that's right.
Activists. That's where I work. It's not like located or anything, like because we just get activists like all the time if they knew where it was.
Uh-oh, it got quiet.
I know. Come on, man.
Yeah. I'm trying to remix up something we needed afterwards because we're gonna head out to a Christmas market. And I just noted this tastes really burnt, so I'm trying to remake it really quick on the side.
Oh. Speaking of Christmas, I'm going to do. I've decided I like doing these holiday vape videos. So I think Eric has the only cross-dressing turkey. I know, right? I know. But I've been enjoying doing these holiday vaping videos. I'm definitely going to do one for Christmas. And Geek Bar makes a Christmas vape. But I've been having a hard time finding it anywhere. I've only found a couple places that sell it and they're out of stock. So, but I'm sure I could find plenty of like cane. I'm sure somebody else makes a candy cane vape or something.
There's a
So-
few that we know of, but that's over here, isn't it? I know Yeti.
I
You've
don't
got one.
do candy cane. I know candy cane flavors,
Yeah,
but not.
like the pepperminty sort of.
Yeah,
A candy cane or a gingerbread man vape. Maybe something like this.
yeah. It'd be a lot
Gingerbread man
easier to do one for Christmas, but Thanksgiving there are very few because Thanksgiving's like really wholesome foods. It's like meats. We're like turkey and dressing and potatoes and stuff that like
You don't
you
want
know
to.
they're not going to make a vape like
You don't want to make a turkey, though.
We
Yeah.
talked about
Looking
this.
at the
There
turkey,
is-
saying, I'm taping you.
Have you seen? Are there any meat flavored liquids out there? Surely
There are.
somebody's made a meat flavored one.
There actually
I
are
reckon there are.
roast beef and stuff like that, or fried chicken. There
Great.
even if you go to the Asian countries, you get weirder flavors than that. You get a
Oh.
sushi and tuna flavor.
Tuna.
Yeah.
I had
had
one
one
like
on
that.
tuna.
Disgusting.
I had a vape like that one time. I had a puffer fish on the front of it, and I forget what they called it, but it tasted like soy sauce.
Ugh. Soy
Yeah.
sauce.
What salt?
Yeah.
I know when I've looked at e-liquid concentrates and stuff, I've seen like tikka masala and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been like a weird one, like curries and stuff. I'm just like, who wants to vape on a
But
curry?
yeah, I get what you're saying. Like Christmas, you've got Christmas cake, Christmas pudding, Yule log, all sorts.
Well,
of things.
I've been petitioning for ages. Some juice manufacturer needs to do BFG. Do you know what I mean? Black
Every-
Forest Gatto. It's got
Somebody
the name.
is like, tuna.
BFG means something different wherever you go.
Mr.
Mr. Intense. We're not
BFG.
talking about fish again.
Behave, Mr. Intense.
We're not talking about fish again. That was last week. We're gonna quit that topic.
I'm talking back about soy sauce.
Hey, I love soy sauce, man. I don't know if I like my vape tasting like it though.
No thanks.
Yeah,
No.
Brian, I can't really get into the food flavors myself either.
No, I can get a little bit of cake or like maybe some desserts or like some cheesecake or something.
Yeah,
But if
That's fine.
if the bakery notes is dominating the flavor, I don't like it. But if it's like good, well balanced, I do like it. Like delicious ones, they are very well balanced though.
See, I like
The
the fruit
delicious-
flavors and some of the candies, but that like actual food flavors, I just can't
like
get into them.
cauliflower cheese.
It
or
really
something.
depends.
Yeah.
The delicious,
Yeah.
delicious does desserty flavors, but it doesn't have the earthy undertone.
Mm.
That's the stuff that I don't like to in desserts. If it has like the earthy undertone, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is interesting how they can get some of that stuff to come across, though. Like that Halloween vape that I did, that was that key lime pie, how it actually tasted like pie crust. That's just so strange to me how they can do that. And then when I got the one that was cappuccino that had the like coffee throat hit, that's wild.
That sounds nice.
Yeah.
I love me some coffee flavors, especially some really give you like the thick coffee flavors, some milk, and some even have like almost that creamy, fluffy
Yeah, the foam.
foam on top. You even can
Yeah.
taste that. I forgot the brand name. I gotta get some more of that.
Yeah, like when you're having like an espresso and you can like taste the crema. They're like
Blackberry white chocolate tart last week.
Like,
That sounds delicious.
I
Yeah,
think
that
vapes
sounds
like that
delicious.
would be good if I was just looking to sit down and have a vaping experience and just vape on something like that for a while, like maybe in the morning or something. But just for my all day, just grab this and just get a nicotine hit. I don't want it to taste like cheesecake.
No,
same
That's
as
just
me.
me. Yeah.
Nine
Yeah, I
times
can
out of
do
10
that
with
all day
desserts,
long.
I'm dripping them. Do you know what I mean?
I tend to like drip desserts rather than put them in a pod. I find them too sicky, and then I've wasted a whole pod, and I'm just like,
Yeah, it makes
Yeah,
sense.
pods
Yeah.
don't do desserts well. It works in trippers or in borrows,
Yeah,
but pods.
RTH, yeah.
Feelings.
that does desserts quite well, to be fair, the V Prime.
But
How
I
many
fair,
watts?
the Lux can do it as well.
How many watts do
Lux
you
can
do
work.
on the? How many watts do you vape on the V Prime?
I'm on 50. This
32.
This is the
So it's like a direct cloud pod,
Yeah,
though.
Yeah. This is 0.2, and I'm on 50, and I'm happy with
This
it.
is
Yeah, I'm dying out to try one though, but I don't.
This is the
I haven't obtained one yet.
0.4. This
Yeah.
is the 0.4 restricted direct lung.
No. There are direct long shops for that as well, right?
I don't add nick to my bigger bottles. I only use
It's
it in salt,
decent
so
clouds, loads of flavour, banging.
I think it's a great device.
That's got the licious in.
Yeah.
And I had someone at Expo who came to we were on the dinosaur stand, and I was like, "Oh, licious is over there." He's like, "No, I didn't really like that boysenberry." I was like, "Try it in there."
And they were like,
He was
"Oh."
like, "Where can I get one of those from?" I was like, "They're not actually released yet." So
Yeah,
he's like, "I'm
they
gonna go
are
get
now.
some boysenberry for when it is released
Yeah.
because it just tastes different from dripping. Like when I'm dripping it, I taste more of the scone or scone or
Scone.
you know what I mean? But
Scone.
this just highlights the preserve,
The jam.
like really nice jam preserve taste that you get. It's really nice.
It depends
Yeah,
a lot on where you live.
I have it in your Osiris RTA on the
Yeah.
mechanical, and it's really good in here.
If you get a decent coffee in the morning and a dessert flavour vape,
Perfect.
boy.
No, this device stays at home most of the time. Look, in the
Yeah.
morning it's one of the first things I grab, or it's like the Midas juice. I like that in my squonker and dripper. Like, it's always in here.
But
And that's perfect
No,
with your
I've
first coffee
I've
or
got
tea.
Oh, I'm not keen. Big bottle, yeah. But that's why my buffet is not very big, because my lovely, pretty ones stay back home. I don't bring them out, so I've only got like pods with me at the moment.
My special.
Oh, I take something like this in the car as well or to work. That's not an issue with me. Especially if you have like a easy drip that in the car. That's just beautiful. Especially if you're in like a traffic jam and people are behind you and you can blow out those big clouds and annoy everybody. That's
Eat my cloud.
That's fun. That's
Eat it.
You get pulled
so
over
many
in the
times that
UK.
I was like, I was docking on a docking station with my truck, and I'm blowing the clouds in the cabin, you know, and then step out, and people are looking like, "Is your car on fire?" And then I just take a little pot. No,
Well, that's why
blowing
you get
clouds.
pulled over in the UK.
People
If
have been
police
pulled
see you,
over.
you get pulled over and say you're distracting other drivers.
Yeah.
And they give you a ticket.
Yeah.
They do that in the UK?
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
So you can be there smoking a fag, but if you blow out a big cloud, you're gonna get pulled over.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't had that, and I'm on the road all the time.
Also, like taking a big device out and somebody walks through your cloud, and they're like, I'm just like, really? Really?
And they've got a fag.
Yeah, like, taste it. I like it.
Yeah. Here's what it is. It's basically the representation and their own thoughts about it, not the fact that it is a better option. I would rather smell like strawberry shortcake or whatever than the ashtray I used to smell of.
Yeah, when we went to the Harry Potter studio in London Friday, and we got halfway through the tour, and there's an outside bit, and we were looking like, where can we vape? You know, can we vape here? And you spotted a sign that said smoking area, and they've got one of those metal like ashtrays.
It was basically on fire.
It was basically like on fire, where people were. The smell, I couldn't enjoy the air outside with my vape because it just tasted.
We had 2 drags and had to get out because it was like no.
I remember those ashtrays, those ones that are big at the bottom and then go real small. We used to have one of those at this place I worked, to where this call center I worked at right after I got out of college, and like hundreds of people worked out there. And that was the only ashtray they had.
Yes.
And then on break, like 200 people go outside to smoke and dump their cigarettes, and that thing would catch on fire. And you know, when those things are burning, it's the worst stench in the world is cigarette filters on fire.
Yeah, they've got ones that are basically drilled to the wall, and they're quite flush, and they've got like
I've seen those too.
Of it, and that I've been walking down streets and seen them on fire as well.
That's what they had when I was in rehab. They had those things that were like an ashtray that was stuck in the wall.
Yeah.
It was a lighter too, and you'd press a button, and you'd have to pick your cigarette and press the button on the wall to light your cigarette because nobody was allowed to have lighters. You could have cigarettes in rehab, but you couldn't have lighters. That's how they kept people from smoking, was they kept the lighters locked up.
Okay.
I always thought of the UK to be like the Vapers heaven, you know? The Vapers heaven, because they are really into vaping and promoting vaping, and people would get free devices from the healthcare and stuff like that. And now they're coming with taxes. And why they don't have vapor spots? Well, being put in with the smokers doesn't make sense. You don't want to be with the smokers.
We had to move away. It was. I said to you, I said, I used to breathe that in.
Yeah, it's mad.
Well, I feel like some businesses would certainly benefit from not necessarily allowing smoking, but still allowing vaping, because then there's a ton of people that would then frequent your business again, because so many people, at least here, vape that don't smoke, but now we can't go at all because they just include vaping with their smoking ban. So it would make sense for businesses, I think.
Well, that would be that for me. That's where it's all wrong as a whole, because it's being looked at, it's being regulated, and it's being classed the same as a tobacco product, and it's not. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It should be classed the same as, like, Nicorette and stuff like that. And I've even seen the adverts for like Nicorette now. They're not on about smoking. They're on about quitting vaping. And I'm like, no, your product was designed to stop people smoking, just the same as vaping was.
It's just right. Yeah, nobody ever gave those products a hard time, but they give Zyn a hard time. And what's the difference between Zyn and Nicorette?
Absolutely.
And then nicotine cessation products.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that for me, like with the tax, why aren't Nicorette getting hit? Why aren't anything else getting in here.
Well, because it's not meant to be enjoyable is the thing. That's
But it's exactly the same. You know what I mean?
You know why? It's always down to money. Everything is down to money.
Yeah, well, it's wrong.
We know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's sad but true. It's money.
If it looks enjoyable at all, it can't be a health product. It has to look like something that comes from the doctor's office, like Nicorette does. And I guess it's that image thing, you know. But they tried to make Zyn. I think that was kind of the marketing behind Zyn. They didn't make it look real flashy. They kind of got that almost medical kind of look to the packaging, and I believe that's kind of they're trying to get away from the stigma of flashy for children, make it more like a cessation product look to it.
And you get nice pretty bottles. You're like, nah.
Yeah.
That
looks too fun. Can't be good for me.
But it is what it is, and obviously you've got people who haven't got any clue making these decisions. Do you know what I mean? It's just like it's like having someone on a vape store who doesn't know what they're on about.
Yep.
There's a battery there. Show who's boss.
I didn't have my mech with me.
Yeah.
So
dominant.
Pipe bomb.
Can't say that in London. Please.
Well, if not used correctly, it can be a pipe bomb, though.
Yeah. There was a guy.
I go to my local vape shop, and they're already scared when I'm just holding a Mac and like vaping on it. You're allowed to vape in our vape shop, but they have once the battery venting in the vape shop, so they're really scared.
Oh dear.
But nowadays, I see them. I was like this week. I was behind the vape shop. My customer, where I unload my washing machines, is behind the vape shop in my village, and they were smoking there. And that's like, oh man, come on, you're a vape shop and you're smoking behind the vape shop. That's really sad.
The exhibitors go on cigarette breaks outside. But what are you doing?
Exhibitors. They are like,
if anyone knows better,
they go smoke outside. No.
What are you doing?
It's not a spread, but a few years ago, apparently, like last year in the Hall of Vape, a friend was there and he told me all the Chinese disposable brands were there. And all of them went outside and started smoking. There was big Chinese group, all of them smoking. Like, what are you doing, guys?
Yeah.
You're at the vape show, man.
You know, when I first got out of college, I worked in mastering for Sony. And it was this big factory. And we were not allowed to smoke out because I still smoked back then. I was just like 19. And you had to leave the property, and you weren't even allowed to do that until your lunch break. So you could take one smoke break after 6 hours, and then that was it. And it was a 12-hour shift. But when they would have their big higher-ups come in from Asia, from China, whatever, they would smoke inside the place, in the conference rooms. And it was just such a slap in the face to all of us.
6 hours without, I would have cut someone.
Oh, it was rough. But then you would have to use, because they didn't allow you to smoke on company property.
Yeah,
and the only way that because you have to, by law in the US, after 6 hours, you have to get a 30-minute lunch break.
Yeah.
And they can't make you stay on the property during your time off the clock. So you had to leave the property during your 30 minutes. So you had to skip your lunch during your 12-hour shift if you wanted to go smoke a cigarette. So then you don't get to eat.
Yeah, I remember that when I was working on site and I was doing like logistics in the company. And then actually I would have like smoke breaks in the toilet. I would just sit there and smoke a fag in the toilet.
Oh,
and then
wow.
go back at work, yeah. And then, but in the lunch break, you would go outside to smoke a joint. Smoke a joint, and you will have your sandwich with you, like eat and smoke a joint.
I couldn't do that, have a cigarette and eat at the same time. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I can't.
I could not do it. For me,
You'd quickly smoke the joint, then eat, and then smoke the rest of the joint.
no, for me, it was enjoying the cigarette after you've had like a
It's
nice
same
big
joint.
meal.
It's a different story.
Wow.
No time to enjoy anything there. You're
Fortunately,
working.
for the last 20 years or so, I've worked in the music industry, and everybody smokes or vapes or drinks or uses weed at work, and so it's no
Yeah.
thing. If you want to vape, you just make sure the customer doesn't see you doing it, and that's okay.
Yeah, in Switzerland, smoking is still a big thing, and as a smoker, you actually have more privileges because you get to do smoke breaks. You can go out for 5 minutes every hour, which non-smokers don't get. So we are actually in a better position here. If you actually smoke, you get more breaks.
Selfie,
Yeah.
Steve.
Well, that's back when I was smoking, like, or as in vaping as well. When I was working at Subway, like, you wouldn't have got a break if you didn't smoke or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, you couldn't have anything to eat. Like, you had to, like you say, you had to choose either vape or smoke or eat.
Food.
So it's
That's
like,
how I picked up smoking. When I went to college, I went to school for recording engineering, and engineers are very notorious for being heavy smokers. So every hour on the hour break, we all go outside and smoke. And if you didn't have anything to do, and you felt like an idiot. So I started smoking.
yeah, I started smoking in college as well, but I started smoking
No, I was naughty.
broccoli.
I picked up that habit in college too, because again, musicians, so.
And then obviously needed the backy to smoke the broccoli, so therefore that started me smoking normally as well.
Yeah, why not, right?
It was just one of those things. And then obviously the stresses of college and stuff, and because everybody, like, you got to go out for a fag like during lesson and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? If it was like a 2-hour lesson, you got to have go out for a fag. But if you didn't go out. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I need to get out of it.
Yeah.
Go in.
Yeah. Like, that's when I became a smoker. I mean, when I was probably 16, I would still smoke when I was out of the house. Of course, my parents didn't allow it and whatnot. And I'd get one every now and then, but I wasn't like a full-on smoker till I started doing that, till I went to college and then really picked it up. But
yeah, same actually, because I had more freedom.
yeah.
But my parents find stuff, and
What stuff?
Yeah. I picked up
like in my handbag and stuff,
Like within a week of moving out of my parents' place and moving into my dorm, I picked up like 3 bad habits that I wouldn't drop ever sometime on some of them.
No, here we get mandatory military service in Switzerland. And there's a thing that a lot of people start smoking in the military service because you get like 12-hour shifts and you have 2 hours of work. So you just stand around, you're in a car with 10 other smokers. So what's the point anymore? And a lot of people start smoking there.
Anyway.
Yeah.
No, I was.
And also weed. A lot of people start weed there.
Shocks me now.
By the way, Stebby, this is not a hoodie. It's a T-shirt wearing over my hoodie.
Wow, you're doing layers. Look at that. Oh, I see now.
The T-shirt sort of merges in with the hoodies.
That's why I don't like.
I've got some swag on the way from a company that base smokes. They asked me for my T-shirt size, so they're going to send me something. I'm still waiting on them to send me a vaporizer so I can actually use the product that they send me. But
that will help.
Yeah, they just keep sending me bags of weed, but I can't use them. So
what you mentioned.
Same as last night.
What?
I'm peckish.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What are they? Cheetos? Knickknacks?
Like the fire rats or something like that.
Oh.
I'm going to mute my mic again because you don't want to hear me munching in a way.
Not really.
Yeah, that's not exactly a quiet food, I guess.
This is
if it was like some mashed potatoes or maybe some oatmeal or something, that might work.
Mukbang.
Trust me, you don't want to hear this.
No.
You know something?
I've got sensory issues. Stop it.
What I'm going to have to do before we wrap this show up, and I might do this, I'm going to have to go out and get out my turkeys because we have Thanksgiving coming up. So if I didn't get my turkeys out on our Thanksgiving episode, I suppose, it wouldn't be right. So I'm going to grab my boots. I'll be right back.
So the thing, I don't know much about like Thanksgiving, but what I do know is it looks like good food.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know, the only thing that I've learned from Thanksgiving is we've now adopted Black Friday. That's all I know.
Well, is that word?
Yeah,
Black
it's
Friday.
the Black Friday in December when the sales hit, so you can get your Christmas stuff.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's the same in the UK. We get Black Friday too, but the sales are awful. It's like here we have a big Black Friday sale,
I
and on those two products you get like 20% off, and you're like, yeah, fuck you.
Oh, I was gonna
We
say
get that every
15.
year.
No,
Yeah.
actually, what I do, I'm a bit of a savvy shopper. I leave things in my basket and leave it as long as possible, and then you get like vouchers and stuff sent to you. Like, still thinking about this product? Here's 50% off. You. So I've just bought a brand new Christmas tree that's supposed to be like 50 quid, and I've got it for £16. Hey,
Nice.
that's what you do, guys. Make a whole wish list up, put loads of it in your basket, and wait. Just wait. Pro tip.
Stabby, Black Friday isn't as good as Cyber Monday.
Yes.
What's Cyber Monday?
It's the Monday after Black Friday. And in case you've missed deals, they put even more discount on.
But you won't be able to do that on vape products.
No. Well, it's actually getting to the point in the UK now where groups are deciding what brands you can post now, because I don't know if they're either panicking or they're being petty, or you had a post removed by Facebook. Actually, Facebook are clamping down on what you can post. I've got flags on my Instagram still, even though I'm being careful and saying I'm not selling this. It's just what I'm doing. I'm still getting flagged up.
Yeah, I got flagged yesterday during the show on some of my things. It's just something I did together with Bangladesh Vape Edda. And yeah, it got flagged somehow.
See, my post that got removed was a shill of a show like last year, and it was links to my Oxford posts that I'd posted in a promo group
Which is a private
group.
It
got flagged and removed.
So stuff, vaping posts in private groups are now being removed.
Yeah.
So it's starting, the doom and gloom.
I don't understand if I was there going, buy it. It's only this much. You should get it. Here's the link.
Would they do that if somebody posted a picture saying they're at a beer garden and they've got their pint of beer and a packet of cigarettes?
Or advertising their OnlyFans.
But hosts can get their backs out and their.
That's fine.
And their half-eaten ham sandwiches.
Right, guys, here we go.
I'm gonna post almost like playing some Snake film.
So yeah, it baffles me now. So yeah, it's happening. It's starting, guys.
Hey, guys. All right, got my Thanksgiving turkeys out. There's that mean rooster that attacked me yesterday.
I'm gonna get you.
I gotta watch him. He's vicious, I tell you.
Eric, run! Eric, run for us! Run!
It looked like he already was, and they were chasing him. Blow witch!
Hey guys, that's Camilla in front. There's Mean Rooster. You gonna come get me?
The raptors.
Ooh, hey, you're getting a little too close, buddy.
How'd you like me now?
Hey, Big Oz, what do you think, pal?
Not amused.
My friends, now I gotta watch that little guy. I tell you.
Is he trying to get behind you?
Yeah.
He makes me nervous. Oh, it's nice out here now. This morning, I didn't want to go out here because it's a little too chilly. But yeah, this works.
Oh, is that a cat? Oh,
That's JD Vance.
Shit.
I named my cat after our new vice president.
Uh-huh.
Okay, here we are. I like this background
Keep your
better.
eye on him, Eric. Keep your eye on him.
I am. Where's he at? He's over there. Okay.
He's waiting.
Well, my pumpkins haven't rotted yet, so
Hey!
I still got my flowers. Don't know for how much longer, but
Vic, have some etiquette.
You hungry? Quick play. 2 notes, you got to kill it. Yeah. I need yeah. We got Bic on a Wednesday, ain't we, Bic?
Yeah, you're on our
If I finish work on time.
You better.
You better. That's a threat.
Because last Wednesday I came home at 8 o'clock. And I had to start the next day at 3 a.m.
It was starting later for you. Just for you, Your Majesty.
What are you doing, Melon? You've been distracted.
We're not worried.
Just have to throw a few things in the bag for later on. I can't get out of the house without having at least like 3 vapes with me. If it's less than that, I get worried.
Well, if you start vaping THC, you'll double that.
Normal. Minimum.
That's why I don't.
So what are you taking out of the house today, Melon?
Sorry? What?
Which vapes are you taking out of the house today?
It's gonna be mostly pods today, because we're out and about. So it's gonna be these 2 guys because they're reliable. It's gonna be this with the number 1 because I love Uncommon number 1. Of course, the dripper with my Drip Daddy. It's not called Drip Daddy, it's an easy drip, but Drip Daddy sounds better. And this because it's should get a review. Originally, the first company that did this is called Drip Daddy. It's just like a little, I can show it. It's just like a little pump. You have a sticker in your car, you put it, you can sucker thing it onto the windscreen and it holds it like that. It can just push your RDA into it and it pumps a little bit of juice into your RDA. That's perfect if you want to drip on the go.
Yeah. I think my brother's.
Well, but you could just as well use a squonker, right?
Daddy.
Yeah, but the squonker doesn't have the same flavor. I love squonking. I usually have a lot of squonkers going. Right now it's just this one. But squonking doesn't taste the same as dripping. Let's be honest. It's good, but on a reload you really get the difference. Dripping is much more flavorful.
Because it's directly on the coil.
Yeah, I was saying.
Yeah, it wets your coil.
Coil, whereas squonking
like
saturating the cotton.
Yeah, squonking is for me better than an RTA, but if you drip, the first hit after your drip is just perfection.
I do agree, though. The first time I tried the dripper, it was like the Dead Rabbit Max, and oh my god, I'm tasting so much nuances in this liquid.
Yeah.
Never tasted this before.
For me, it's been the Recurve V2. That's my first dripper, and the first drag, I remember it to this day. Your mind gets blown. It's like you see the 4th dimension.
I don't know what liquid you are using, Melon, but
I'm of Eric's.
I want that liquid too.
You know, we gotta get Eric someday. We gotta get him on the RDA and see what he thinks of a good liquid in an RDA.
I have tried some good liquids in some of the pod kits that I've been sent, and It is certainly different. It's than a disposable. They taste entirely different, and I enjoyed it, I suppose, but I don't know, man. I'm so hooked on that really sweet disposable kind of flavor that almost all of them have. I just couldn't get into it. But I haven't tried the RDA, so
Let's give you a rebuildable and see then. When
Oh,
you're
yeah.
in the corner of our wedding, we'll get one.
I would love to try it.
We need to
You'd have
build it and then send it.
You'd have to make it and send it to me.
No, we discussed it. At our wedding, the Aussie will be our ring bearer, and you will be in the corner with your RDA vaping on.
That's perfect. We'll ship him there in a crate.
Yeah.
Maybe I can get a big one and
And
just
of
hop
course-
in there with him, save money on the flight.
You can drive. That's close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can drive to Melon.
Yeah,
I could take a boat to Dog and Savvy.
Yeah.
We'll be here.
We're there.
Maybe next year I'm going to Birmingham, maybe in May. That would be cool.
Yeah, well, I think a few of the Savage lot are all going to be there in May as well. So it'd just be good for us all to actually meet finally. I think as well.
Yeah, Frankie's going to be there as well. He said, right?
Yeah.
I have to be there. Yeah,
Have to.
Yeah.
it's already like a
At the
base
end
for
of it,
the.
Frank turns up and you don't.
Yeah, I have to
I'm
book a
still
hotel
waiting
though.
for one of my sponsors to fly me somewhere. No one's offered to do that yet. Everyone's like, "Hey, come check us out. Come do a video on our place." I'm like, "Yeah, sure. You pay for airfare." Oh, nah, man, we can't do that. Well, then I guess I can't do that.
Might suggest it.
Yeah.
I have one on Instagram. She's selling, I don't know, containers or boxes for weed, and she's always spamming me. I don't know why she's spamming a vape account, but always spamming me with offers. And she offered, was like, "Yeah, we welcome you our stand in the expo." And the only thing I wrote back, "Do you pay the flight?" And she just responded with like, "I don't know," or "I don't care." It's such a weird thing, but we text always back and forth about bullshit, and I think we just annoy each other. I got hold of that.
It's just like they're testing the water. They're not going to just offer up front to pay for your flight. Hey, let's see if he says that he'll just pay for it on his own dime.
Let's see if we can show that. A really long text about the stand she wants me to visit, and then I was like, "Will you pay for the flight and the hotel?" IK. What's IK? And then she just ignores me.
I know.
I know.
Oh yeah. And that was her
I think
response.
she forgot the D. She forgot the D.
I was like, it doesn't make any sense.
Or
I always, and she doesn't get that I'm not interested. Like, I always get messages from her.
Huh.
And then sometimes I fuck
Maybe
around
it's a
with her,
bot.
and then I don't know what that's supposed to be, but she doesn't give up.
Very lonely, Melon. She's very lonely.
Yeah. It was like, finally someone is texting back. Oh no.
Oh no.
Please take my box.
It's weird. I would rather get a message from
I did when I
Vape.
first started promoting.
I've had some random messages like that, and or they send me their posts, and it's just like not even vaping. I'm like,
Yeah.
but what is it?
I get messages because I live in Stratford. Like Stratford upon Avon business page, like keeps messaging me going, "Oh, do you want us to share your post, your business on our page?" I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not a business. Like, I'm just sharing what I use, and I don't think you will want my vape stuff all over Stratford. I might just do it though, just to take the piss.
My girlfriend and I opened a web shop. We haven't sold anything, but that's another point. But now I have a contact form on there, and the only thing I get are people that are like, "Yeah, buy 1,000 views on your webpage now." I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. Only $20. You're like,
Yeah. I only get those contacts, and
I
strangely,
they send you like a whole massive list.
Yeah,
they offer, and you're just like.
But I get another one.
We manufacture disposable vape devices. We would like to do your flavors and stuff.
Yeah, we don't sell vapes. We sell like bracelets. But you know, I also got messages, on the contact form. It's always, what's your price? But in any language you can imagine. I got now 50 mails in 50 different languages with the sentence, what's your price? I don't know why.
I'll do it for free.
Are they free?
No, they're not free, but they're cheap. And if you are from Switzerland, go buy a bracelet from us now.
Send them a product link back, because you like make these bracelets and stuff. You have a website, Melon, for bracelets.
Yeah,
Mango, you make.
That stuff and like pearl bracelets. She does. We haven't sold anything, but we have a shop. Go buy. If you're from Switzerland, I won't ship outside of the country. That's too annoying.
But then you can pay for shipping as well if they're outside of the country, right?
It's doable, but it's a hassle with like the border and everything and the customs.
Oh yeah, I know international shipping for me is a pain. I don't do it. On all the stuff I do, I just don't ship international.
No, we'd love to, but I mean, we've tried to send stuff. Was it tomorrow?
Just gets lost.
Yeah, or like customs. It's just
but we
can't.
I was having to do that for an old friend of mine a while back, and every time I walked into the post office, they just were like, "Oh no, here's that guy again who wants to ship international."
Yeah, you were shipping things to Bangalore, right?
Yeah, my post office was hating my guts.
Yeah, because those Indian addresses are not like addresses; they are more like a route description.
It's like instructions.
After this and that and that and that.
Yeah, they list like landmarks. It's like across the street from this gas station, downstairs from the old lady who used to sell the muffins on the corner of. You know.
Yeah,
sell the muffins.
That's what the addresses are like. I swear.
You also did a nice coffee.
Because I think it's just so populated there that you can't just have a regular address. You have to have specific spots to where that exact person is located. So,
yeah, why not just give a longitude and a latitude? You know?
Yeah, coordinates. That's what
would be more easier.
That does make the most sense in this modern age. And you know what, Big? It wouldn't surprise me if we moved to that before long, because everyone has a GPS in their pocket now. If everyone starts using coordinates, it would make sense.
Would be very easier. I sometimes have that with customers. Then I can't like there's a construction site. I have to deliver something. Like send me your exact location. I'll find you. Send me on WhatsApp and then send me, and then I'll find them.
Yeah, because that don't lie.
Yeah, I mean, like our house, for example, we have two houses that are in the same driveway, and they don't even have numbers. We have numbers, it's 4 and 6, but the houses don't have numbers written on them. I had drivers before call me, which house are you in? Like, yeah, the right one. I don't know why.
See, here it's easy. It's like the only one around is me.
Not my parents' house. One in the fields, that is it.
Yeah.
Which number are you on?
Yeah.
It's the only fucking house around.
Yeah.
In the house.
In the middle of nowhere.
It's the house.
Yeah.
It's the house. You know the house.
Which house are you in? The house.
It's
like you legit have to go.
In the middle of the street, our house.
Well, I mean, it's a half mile in each direction. That's just my farm. So, you know, there's a half mile that nobody else can be on in either direction. And across the street, it's another farmer that's the same situation. So there's just his place. So other than that, there's just these two places on an entire mile stretch.
Yeah, isn't it?
So,
like literally just. They're like, well, where's your house? It's like, it's the only house in the field, mate.
Yeah.
That's it.
You know, that's weird because like in a half mile radius, I think in a half mile radius there are like 400 people living here. It's a little the difference from the States to the Europe.
Nope. This mile
Yeah,
stretch, you got just me on this side of the road.
I'm kind of jealous of you, Eric. I would love to live like that, you know.
Nice.
Having
Yeah.
I would be naked in the garden and nobody would see me, you know.
Oh, you can. I'll tell you what. I mean,
Thank you for that.
it's great. It gets lonely out here because people don't want to come out here. Even people that live just like a half hour away, it seems like it's so far to travel out here to hang
Yeah,
out.
we'd love to
So
be half hour away from
I don't
each
get a
other.
whole lot of
You know what I mean?
visitors.
That's silly.
Huh?
That's silly. We'd love to be like half hour away. That would be amazing.
Yeah. Well, I
Half
think a
hour.
lot of people get hung up on distance because they don't realize, like in the city, yeah, you'll travel a half hour away to go not very far at all. But I'm 20 miles in a half hour. So, and I think it's expensive because then there's gas involved too. So,
But,
you know.
but you're like a
But
Disney.
like in the States, some
animal
people
friend.
drive.
Great.
Some people drive like 3 hours just to do groceries, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, for me to go to a big grocery store, it's a half hour. You know.
And
Yeah.
they do that in a town, wouldn't they, or a city? No
Yeah.
problem. And they do it weekly, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's for me to get to any place that sells anything. A gas station is about 10 minutes, and that's only because there's an interstate that runs nearby through here. If it wasn't for the interstate running by and having an exit there, it'd be more like about 15 minutes to a gas station. So, no, 15 or 20.
So a question for Stabby and Fresh. How long of a drive do you guys live apart?
Well, I don't drive, but if we were to, it'd be, I think it's about 2 hours.
2 hours. So it's like on the opposite side of the country.
Not really.
he's mid west, aren't you?
Well, I'm in the West Midlands.
And I'm in the east.
So there's just enough public transportation over there that you don't have to drive.
Catch a train. Catch a train. Well, when you actually move to your place, I can catch the train and just walk round to a house.
Yeah, I'm not far from
Like,
the train
but
station.
where she is now with her parents, it's like a little drive from the train
Okay.
station.
See, around here, trains aren't for travel, really. They're just for hauling stuff. You know, people don't really. Maybe in cities, people ride the train, but here, nah.
They got metros or buses in the States then?
Yeah, they do in cities. There's buses, but I guess I've never lived in a city, so I wouldn't really be a good one to ask on that. But I know that they do, yeah. And there's
They have
taxis and
interstate
stuff in
buses.
cities, and now I suppose with Uber and whatnot, anybody can. But even for me to get an Uber out here, I used it one time, and I had to wait a few hours for somebody to drive out here to get me.
It is what
And
it is.
he came from like Indianapolis or something. He came from a long way. So
No, wow.
yeah, he drove like an hour to get me to bring me somewhere that was like a half hour away. It was strange. So, but I didn't have to pay a whole bunch of extra for his drive to come get me. I just had to pay for my trip, and I was surprised with that.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, here in the Netherlands, we have pretty decent public transportation. We can get anywhere with a train or a bus or a tram, you know, within the city.
I'd like to
No,
say
actually,
great in the UK, but at the moment we're just getting like loads of strikes, loads of like.
It's not. It's full of people.
I'm on about the
it's full of people.
the
as well.
actual-
Yeah, we're getting like train strikes recently. Like last week, we had a lot of train strikes. And you
Yeah.
could notice, because I'm on the road, and the roads were very busy the last week. So.
People are forced not to use the public transport. Yeah.
Well, it was one of our biggest worries around Expo. Like, obviously, the trains, because the first time we went, all the trains were cancelled, so we had to catch about 6-7 buses just to get to Birmingham.
It was horrid.
So the trains were all right and running, but on the Sunday, all the trains were cancelled. So that made the Expo not really pick up till about 1 o'clock. Do you know what I mean? Because then that's when people could start getting in, but it just fucked a load of people over, and it always happens at Expo.
That's got to be really nice, though, to just be able to jump on a train or something, not have to worry about driving it, not have to worry about being sober all the time, that's got to
That's
be
why we do
really
it.
nice. Because here it's just
Yeah.
always, and one of the reasons, like, I never went out that much because I'm very,
Decent.
very against drinking and driving. So I just never got to go out because I would always have to drive home. So I just never did. But I know people in cities where you can take taxis, and you would have much more of a social life, I would think, than what I do.
Like Ubers and stuff, innit?
Like I said earlier, you're like a Disney princess with all your animal friends and you know.
That's why I have so many of those. Because there's no people.
You sing with them.
I was married
do you
for a
wake
long
up in the
time,
morning
but,
and be like, well, whistle while you walk?
actually, as of 2 days ago, I'm officially no longer married. I am officially single again now. So that's that happened. Because
Viewers and
there was
listeners.
another person out here for about 12 years, but she's been gone for around 5 years. So this was it was really strange. Like, I got a thing in the email, and then I signed my initials on my phone, and my marriage went away, and it was just like it never happened. And it's like she just took everything that she had, and I took everything I had. It was crazy how easy it was. It just seemed like I felt like it was such a big thing getting it started, and for as long as it lasted, that it should have been a huge knockdown, drag out fight for it to end.
Yeah.
And I'm almost kind of disappointed that it wasn't, that it went so smoothly.
Oh, is that it?
He's like, I want drama.
Yeah, I know. We're supposed to be the big thing where I'm sitting in the bar with the whiskey and like down to my last $3, and that never happened.
She took everything from me.
Right. So
You can just act like it happened, though. It's not a big deal.
It was just supposed to be like it never happened. Well, okay. I mean, that's
You'll
good
be at
though.
the
I'm not
bar like,
complaining at all moving
"Hey,
forward.
who's bringing me home because I can't drive anymore and I'm sorry."
Object, Eric. I wish my past one was like that, but it was non-stop, and we weren't even like married or anything.
Oh, okay.
It was just it was constant, like trying to sabotage like my promotion and stuff like that.
Mine did that too.
And it was just ongoing. It was like, why are you dragging it out? Do you know what
I
mean?
mean? Go away.
So part of me is like, yeah, it's all good, like drama, but I would rather have mine been like yours, just easy, quick, done. You made your mistake. I'm fucking off. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Well, I think one of the reasons why mine went so
before
smoothly.
now. Yeah? How long are you and Steffi are together now?
It's 2 years in March.
Nice.
So,
I think one of the things that made mine go so smoothly is so much time had passed. It's been 5 years since I've only seen her 3 times in 5 years, and she hasn't been here at all in that long. And she just had no interest, and we'd been separated for so long. It was just like, let's just do the legal part of it. And so, but I think if it would have happened right when we split, it probably would have been more like what you're talking about.
yeah.
Hi, Cheryl Lemire's. Nice of you to join us.
Someone trying to hack in. What was it? I got an email saying someone's trying to change your password on like Instagram, and I'm just like, I know it's her. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
All my vape account isn't private, but my personal one is, and that was the one that was trying to be accessed.
Oh, right.
So I was just like, really? Get over it.
This is cola.
So yeah, I had an ex that did that. He actually made up a whole Instagram pretending to be me, pretending I had an OnlyFans.
Oh.
Whilst I was trying to do my vape promotion.
Oh, you don't have an OnlyFans?
No, I don't.
You know what's funny?
I couldn't find it.
I do. There's no pictures on it, but I do have an account that I set up just as kind of a joke years ago. It's still there. I went through the whole process.
Pictures of like the turkey legs and stuff.
I had to go through their whole enrollment thing. It was strange because you have to take like pictures of your face at like all these different angles. I think it's so people can't like deep fake you or something.
Yeah, and you've also got to declare like on your self-employed on what you do. You can't just up and then do fraud. I've not got one. I just know about it.
You sound like you have a lot of experience.
Man comes around. He's like,
You sound like you have a lot of experience in that, though.
I'm like,
No.
really? Is that what happened?
no, but yeah, this is because he told me about this.
Oh
He
yeah,
did.
definitely.
But
Yeah,
he
that
did
happened.
a fake account on Instagram, and it took me 6 months to get it removed.
Let's find it, and we'll find one that's just going.
Because people thought it was me, and they were all like messaging me going, but where's your link then? Where's your content? I was like, you absolute bastard. So I had to get the police involved and everything. So yeah, I am jealous that yours was just initial gone. Yeah.
Well,
At the end of the day, it also comes like something that you don't want to happen. But do you know what I mean? It's better it being that way. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Rather than the way.
So yeah.
Because it's like you move on
It's
and then it comes back again.
It's stressful.
well, now comes the whole starting over process. You see, we weren't able to have kids with my first wife, and I still want to have them. But I'm 43 now, so it's like, so all the women my age already have kids and don't want to have any more, and the ones that don't have kids yet and still want to have them are much, much younger than me. So it's kind of like, well, what am I going to do? We'll see.
Get yourself a mid-range one.
Well, right. Yeah, and
I'm actually happy for you, Eric, that actually finally you got the divorce through and the paperwork, and now you can move on and actually go find someone. Now, it's all for you to go actually out and find someone, of course.
yeah, I don't ever go anywhere. I never really leave my farm. So somebody's going to have to just see me on YouTube or something, I think, or run into me when I go to the grocery store once a month.
This guy,
you know? Like as I'm stocking up on my rice and my my butter and my sugar, then maybe I'll run into someone.
You might.
Oh, go talk to ladies in the supermarket. Why not? You know.
Yeah.
I was done with relationships, and then this one started messaging me.
How did you guys meet?
Well,
do you want to take this one?
I can try. We knew of each other through promoting on Instagram, and we were in a e-liquid team together, but we didn't actually speak, and that was like 3 years ago.
Maybe longer than
maybe
that.
4 years ago. And we did the whole polite, like the whole team's pictures. So we'd go back and forth liking stuff. And then that company flopped, didn't it? The whole team went, and that was it. And then I got picked to be part of UK's Vapor S02 team. And were you there before me?
Nope.
No, he joined not long after me.
I got asked after my split.
Ah, right. So I must have been in it for about 3 or 4 months before you, maybe about 5. And new people were joining quite quickly. The team built up from like 10 of us to like 50 really quick. I didn't take much note of people's like Instagram handles or their actual names. And I've been going through like, the whole dating. I'd had enough, being ghosted or blokes just wanting, sex from me.
Chicken feet.
And I was just like, no, thank you. And I got to the point where I was chatting to a guy and he was just the same. So I had a bit of a wobbly and went in the chat a bit drunk. And I was having a bit of a moan, weren't I? And one of the ladies, Helen, I don't think you'll watch Helen, but hi, Helen. And she messaged me, "You all right, honey? I've seen." And she's like, "Oh, one of the team members is going through something similar." And she mentioned you. And I was like, "Which one's that?" Because I got confused with names. And I went for a good old snoop on his socials. And I was just like, "Oh, that's the one I saw a while ago." And I was just like, yes, he's cute. But I didn't approach him like a dirty predator. I was actually.
I'd put something in the chat because they were talking about something.
They were talking about nasty breakups or something.
I dodged because mine was like carrying on. She didn't promote or anything. I'm the one who like used to.
She smokes.
She smoked and everything. And I used to get her disposables, and she knew I think for me, because of my past relationship, I dive into promoting because it gets me through. You know what I mean? When you focus on something else instead of all that, it helps you. And so she then proceeded to start promoting and try join teams that I was on, and then like get people to block me and stuff. People I've been following for years.
She basically.
So I was like, it's happening again in the chat. Helen was like, oh, you should try to talk to Lucy.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I'm not going to go forward, but she then inboxed me, and then we just started chatting.
I messaged him literally just as like a friend. You know, I was like, sorry, you don't really know me, but I heard you having a tough time. I don't think you've got many to talk to.
Doggy answer.
As soon as she put that, I don't think you've had many people to talk to. I was like, I burst into tears. I was like, no, I haven't. Like, all my friends had ditched me. Do you know what I mean?
They'd gone on her side.
They'd all gone on her side.
They weren't friends in the first place. They were trying to get in her knickers the whole time. So as soon as they broke, they were like, oh, it's my chance now.
Sure.
But, yeah, I just messaged him like, I've had an abusive relationship in the past. I've had 2 actually. And I was just like, I mean, if you want to chat.
We just started talking about things we liked.
And then as soon as I said, I'm really upset, no one has ever taken me to Comic-Con, you were like, what?
I want to go Comic-Con.
And you were like, can we go? Even as friends, I don't care, we're going. I was like, okay.
No, but we were going to meet each other at the Vape Expo.
Which was May last year.
And
so you guys went to Comic-Con dressed as what?
We haven't yet. We will do.
Well, funny thing is, Comic-Con always happens Expo weekend.
Or HorrorCons as well. It literally are when Vape.
So it's literally you got to choose Expo or that, and I'm like, well,
of course, Expo.
So we were going to wait. So we started talking. I think it was February time, January, February. We were going to wait until May. We couldn't wait.
I was like, no.
2-3 weeks of talking. But I got to meet her.
Yeah. and the rest is history. Look.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I always like, I know we're not like on the Vapers S02 team or anything anymore, but I always thank Vapers S02 for bringing us together.
Sure. Well, yeah.
But I was going to say to you, like, what you've got there, that might be some woman's, like, heaven, just, you know, like, living out there. It might be, like, her dream, you know. So don't lose hope.
Just have that nice place out in the country.
No one else to bother you. Yeah. Just, you know, your own company.
You would love it, wouldn't you? She hates people.
You know what I mean? It might be somebody's absolute heaven, what you've got there. So don't lose hope. We did, so...
Yeah, I've talked to a lot of girls that say, you know, a nice place in the country would be the thing I'd love to have one of these days, and that's what I gave my wife, my ex, and she didn't want it, and so just kind of blew my mind. But now I have this I can give to somebody else, so that's okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I hope you find your match. Eric.
You will.
I've got no doubt that you will. Do you know what I mean?
But Stevie and Fresh, your guests are. So what kind of day jobs do you guys have? You have day jobs?
I don't.
You're living with your parents, that's obvious.
Well,
it's not. She's got fibro.
I used to actually. I have lived alone for many years, but I got where I was renting. It became a bit unsafe, and it was scaring my daughter. Quite a group of like homeless people kept trying to break in, and I'd had enough. And the plan was just always my dad helped me buy my own house. And we did that last year. And I'm literally like 2 or 3 weeks away from moving. So that's why I'm with them now. But for work, I've done jobs in the past, but my health has just gotten crap. And I struggle to be consistent with jobs. So I'm on like long-term sick at the moment.
It's more like with fibromyalgia. Is that I said it right?
Fibromyalgia.
Myalgia. Yeah. Like one day she can be absolutely fine, and then the next day she can't move.
So I use a walking stick.
So she's got like a stick in it. There's also other things.
I've got
and
other
stuff.
illnesses, but yeah, I struggle to do some daily tasks, you know, like what you see here, I'm sat and I'm joking about, but maybe like when we did the Harry Potter tour, I was absolutely fucked because that's like an 8-hour tour altogether.
Yeah.
I was
Well,
absolutely
it's awesome that you're
fucked.
still alive and kicking and
Yeah,
being
oh yeah, plod on,
as positive as
smile,
you
carry
are.
on,
That's pretty respectable. Like, I respect that. So,
yeah.
and Doug, you're doing any day job or something?
Yeah, I work full time at a hatchery.
A what?
A hatchery.
What's that?
Chickens.
Ah,
Chickens.
Ah.
I can't say too much because I signed a non-disclosure agreement. But we're basically I wouldn't call it a chicken farm because it's nothing like that. It's because you get a bad representation in your head of what it is. And it's actually nothing like that. It's literally we get the eggs in, we incubate them, we hatch them, we then dispatch them.
okay, so you're like the place to, like before the stores here get the chicks in the spring, you're the place that those come from.
No, we're actually the place where the farmers get their chicks from.
Oh, okay.
So then those chicks
Okay.
go to a farm and then produce the chicks that then
And the eggs
they're
that
called
they-
grandparent stock. So they're not like, do you know what I mean? They go to the farm, they then breed, and then those are the chicks.
Yeah.
So that helps me sleep at night. That we're not like just sending them to die.
I see.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Well, that's cool.
he just wants to take them all home.
I do.
When they hatch, they're like they're
Right.
like ugly little featherless things. And
You
he's
got
just
to think
like,
Let's say we have, I'd say it's got 2 stacks of about 32 trays, and each one can have about 150 chicks in each tray. So, and
There's some serious poultry.
Yeah, we supply most of the UK and abroad as well.
Wow. Dang.
Oh, wow.
So if I get one of your chickens, will it have an accent to its cluck?
I think so.
Will I be able to tell?
I think you would.
Is that going pee?
Oh my god! Did you supply him that violating vicious cock?
No. But like, you know, and they're like a day old when we're so it's just like on there like the chicks.
So no clucking, more of a peep.
Yeah.
Chicken pimp.
I'm a chicken pimp, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Pimping chickens.
Yeah, but you know, it's I did years and years. I did about 15, 16 years in like the service trade and like bars and stuff like that.
People suck.
I've ran pubs. I then worked in like Subway for about 3 years, and I just had enough of customers.
People.
You know what I mean?
So now
You made sandwiches?
Huh?
You made sandwiches?
Yeah. I was a sandwich artiste. Yes.
Nice.
It's actually trademarked.
What was your favorite sandwich to make?
My favorite sandwich would have been a super stacked BMT, extra cheese, lettuce, red onion, jalapenos, and pickles with Southwest and garlic aioli.
He's practiced.
That sounds excellent. Now the BMT, that's
what
one
I
of
had all the time.
That's the one I think that's got like the most fat in it, doesn't it? The BMT, isn't that the one that's like the worst for you?
Yeah, probably.
I think it is.
I think it has more.
So it's going to be the best. Oh yeah, it's going to taste the best. You know it.
But no, you know the worst one was the vegan patty.
Oh yeah.
No,
Oh.
as in the worst for like the calories and stuff was the vegan.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Huh. Now that does.
The healthiest one was the turkey.
Oh yeah.
Chicken are the healthiest meats.
Like
Yeah.
apparently turkey and lettuce, bit of mayo. That's like the healthiest sub. Obviously you got veggie delight, but who just wants vegetables?
Yeah, man, I did Subway a lot back when I was young and was trying to lose weight because I've gone through several stages of my life where I was dieting. And I did the Subway thing back when the whole Jared thing was going on, and that was what you were supposed to do. And I was working near one, so I was eating there a lot. and I got the turkey or the steak and cheese, which is, I think, so like the healthiest and one of the worst.
But no,
It's balance.
I just like
Are
it.
you
Yeah,
guys,
right.
are you guys gonna review that V Prime Oxford thing? It's the Ox.
Yeah, maybe, possibly.
Because your last video was like 3 weeks ago from about the expo, I guess.
Mm. Well,
So
I'm in the middle of like editing an hour-long video from like Harry Potter, so
Oh.
I've got this stuff.
I got like over an hour's worth of footage. I've got to compile into one and then put like little bits in here and there. So that's going to be my main priority at the moment. We are going to be filming a review of where did I put it? Where's Cambrian? Caspian? Where's my Caspian gone?
We're going to do a review of the multi-award winning brand Dino Sauce, as well as Champagne Mimosa. So yeah, we do have, I think at the moment I'm a bit all over the place because I'm moving, I've been renovating, it's been a bit of a so
I think once it's a bit more grounded,
yeah,
we'll be doing like more as in like vape related review content.
Yeah.
Just because at the moment where she is, unless we're together, the internet's pish where she
my internet is absolutely tight at my parents because again they're in the middle of nowhere. They're in an old farmhouse on a field, and yeah, I'm stuffed in the smallest bedroom in the house, my sister's old bedroom. So it's until I get my own space and I can actually have my build kits out again, and we'll get there.
Sure.
When I go on holidays, I take my build kit with me because I got like this little bag here in the back.
Yeah.
So I can put all the build stuff in there. So every time I want to do something, I can just re-wick something, you know? It's
I
like,
haven't done build for a while because my hands shake a bit sometimes. I actually, when I first started vaping, I actually had a crappy little pen thing, but I just went straight onto dripping and swonking. I wasn't getting any flavour. So I sort of taught myself from YouTube. And I used to build all the time. I always had an RTA or RDA on the go. And now I've become a bit lazy and I've just got pods.
Yeah, mine was the vaping biker and Rip Trippers that taught me how to like watching their videos taught me how to build.
So as soon as I got a new RDA, I'd go and find that on YouTube, familiarise myself and be like, right, I'm on it. And then I can do it.
Yeah, I like to watch Mike Vapes for those because he will tell you the coil length legs. That's actually the only thing that I need to know is the coil length. You know?
Yeah.
And like this week I wanted to build the S cards, and Sabina was surprised that I actually was watching one of my own videos.
Oh God.
Tell us you love yourself.
I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah, tell us you love yourself about
Well, why not watch my own video? I already did a video on it. Right? Like, I can't remember all these coil legs.
Oh, he's beautiful.
This guy really knows what he's doing. I like him.
Look how he works with his hands.
I might sub. Oh, I already am.
Yeah, let's give him a like. I already did. Like putting a comment. Thank you for now I know how to build. You know. So.
Big, you're the best. Love Vic.
You know, my girlfriend and I always argue about under my shorts. She always comments stuff, and we start to argue in the comments as well.
I love it.
It's engagement. It's engagement.
Yeah, it's free views. Guys, I gotta head off. We're gonna go now.
Oh, have
It's
a
been
good
late.
time.
Enjoy.
Sorry for that. See you next week.
Thank you,
those
See you next.
guys. This way around.
See you soon. We'll continue on your channel though without you. Don't worry.
It's all right.
Here you go.
Fuck off. Have fun.
Thank you, guys. See you. Bye-bye.
Good, Melon.
Bye.
Yeah, we're already going at it for 3 hours. That's pretty good for us.
Yeah, man.
Well,
Kitty!
Meh, meh, meh. It's looking at us. Meh. Let's get a kitty full screen though. It's looking at us. Look the ears go there. Meow, meow.
Oh, fucking
I'm
gonna sit down.
That's a pretty kitty. Meow.
Meow.
It's a turkey.
Eric, you look so fluffy today, Eric. You look so fluffy today.
Back from the groomers.
Now look, the turkey is also in the background. Hey, Allison. No, he's not responding to us.
Sounds like that, brother.
Oh, yeah, like that.
Oh, there's another cat.
Another cat.
That was.
That's two cats.
We've literally got 3 of them.
Yeah, we got like a cat invasion going on here. The 3 cats were on the screen.
What?
Literally, like we saw one cat went "Ma!" and then like 3 of them came.
Oh, yeah. Is there live cat action going on? Come here, JD. Were you showing off? Come here, buddy.
Even the turkey wanted to get amongst it.
Yeah, I named my kittens after the Trump Dream Team, and then I have Cola, who Frank and Chill named one day when we were doing the live, and he was our guest. And I scooted my chair back, and I landed on a cat tail, and I hear a cat just scream. And he said that Cola is tail in Spanish, so that's what he recommended I name the cat. So her name's Cola.
And then you have Huck too, right?
And then, yeah, I have Tua, my chicken that looks
you
like
gotta give him that huck too and spit on that thing. You get me?
Yes, I have a chicken that I thought looked like a hawk, so I named her Tua.
Anybody spits on you spit on my thing.
Here's Sharon. Come here. Here we go, Sharon. She didn't want to be held. Sharon, the transgender turkey.
The turkey. I will not be defined.
It works.
Literally, if anybody tunes in now, or like in a minute ago, we're all like,
She's this.
what have I just tuned into?
Yep. Yeah, she's definitely a boy because you see, her nose thing's getting real long. So that means boy. But that didn't start happening until just a few weeks ago. And then she started strutting. I'm like, that's not a female turkey. And then they started fighting. So, yeah. Definitely a male.
Definitely a male.
So no baby turkeys in the spring with these
female
two.
name, but he's definitely a male, though.
Unless they decide to adopt.
You're right, Bick.
I think Bick's a bit tricky.
Yeah, it's definitely a male.
You're a bit like me last night, bro. What? It wasn't that bad.
Yummy. Yeah, Mike. Oh my God, did I really clear that much of the bottle, though?
Oh, that's not that bad, man. I used to put down one of those every day. Well, not every day, but some days. I was more of a beer guy, really, though, in later years.
Yeah, I drink a couple beers, though. I still have one here. But after this, you don't want to drink this. But yeah, we were well past 3 hours. I think we should call it a day, though. So there's going to be some changes to the show. We're going to do it only on my channel. And Eric, are you going to set it to private when we're streaming it and then releasing it?
That's a good idea. And if that works, if that's all good with YouTube rules and regulations and everything, then sure. Yeah, because that makes total sense. I know that you're. I know I've read some things that you're not supposed to have the exact same video on more than one channel, but I know we've always done that in the past with our streams, and it's never been a problem. So yeah, I'll probably just do the same thing that you're talking about and post it as a video later. So
you will schedule it on StreamYard, then go to YouTube, set it private. But it's like a live stream, so it's not like a video, so it's something different.
Okay, so I see what you mean. So you're saying actually, so it would be streaming to the channel, but unlisted, and then just turn it on after. So that way everyone's watching from the same channel during the show, and then afterwards it'll be on.
Everybody will be in the same chat because it will be on my channel. Because that's the big problem with having it on 3 channels. People get separated in the chat. So we've seen people like, hey, where's everybody else talking? Especially when I put like comments in the screen like that, you know.
There wouldn't be a way to put the one on all channels with all of the chat, though, because the chat's going on through YouTube. So even if we took it and then uploaded it as a video, it wouldn't have all of the mixed chat in there. There's not going to be any way to do that, is there?
No, there's not. No.
No,
because the comments whichever channel they're watching it from.
Right. So the replay would still be goofed up for everybody. The replay would be the same way it is right now. They wouldn't see any comments if they were watching, unless they were watching it on your channel. But at least they would be able to watch the replay on the other channels.
You can disable the chat for the replayers on YouTube, I guess, and then the people can put comments underneath the video and then watch it back, though.
Yeah, so if anyone was watching it on me or Melon's channel, there would just be no comments that went on during the show. They would see none of that, but then they would see any comments left during replay watches.
Yes,
Better than nothing. It'll be a better system for the show because, it's confusing for everyone now because people can't see the comments from everyone else. And so, that makes
it
more
was
sense.
nice, right? Getting the more I can say that engagement. Like it was making sense when we still had Abhishek in here because he had like a 70K subscriber audience.
Yeah, we definitely need everyone watching from the same channel. So that's going to make a lot more sense. It'll be better for everybody.
Yeah, I guess so. And I think I'm going to take out the seasons and then number the episodes from number one.
Yeah, that's what most of your big podcasts do nowadays. So that makes sense too.
And then we can see when we reach episode 100. And I think in February we started this show. We're going to have our 1-year anniversary for the show.
Has it only been 1 year?
Yeah,
well, I feel like it's been longer than that. Okay. Well, yeah, because I guess we did the spring season, then we did the fall season. We kind of did it like a television show with that. So.
Yeah, well, we've been talking a lot longer though on Instagram and doing the video calls, but
sure.
Before we actually started.
That's been closer to 2 years on that, I think.
Yeah.
But well, good show, guys, and thank you, Stabby and Fresh, for joining us. It's been great having you guys.
And thank you, Michael Landl, for
Yes, it's great having Michael.
Yeah, it was great in make an interesting beginning of the show, doing some advocacy.
Mm-hmm.
This alcohol is really getting to me, though.
Maybe stop drinking it.
No. Read it out.
Give it a little.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us and on this wonderful show. I think we had a wonderful blast in there. And thank you for our special guests joining us.
Anytime.
Next time you guys are together, we'll do a full show with you guys.
Yep.
I'll make a special thumbnail for that.
You
getting
treat us
in
good,
there.
Mick. You treat us good.
Yeah, of course. Like, we're all part of the vape community eventually, and that's why we have to stand together. It doesn't matter how big or how small a channel is. It's all about the same object, and we're here for the harm reduction and the love of vaping. So, yeah.
We're all fighting the same battle.
Yeah, we're
That's what I
fighting.
said. I've said recently, you know, I don't care what it is you're using. We're all here to advocate. Do you know what I mean? We're all here to educate, not dictate. And you know, if you choose one thing that somebody doesn't, it's not. At the end of the day, it's stopping them smoking. So I applaud it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
and like you say, we've got to stand together in this because you know nobody else is fighting our battle for us, are they?
Yep.
Oh, word to your mother.
Sometimes a common enemy is the strongest bond.
Who's
Because
enemy?
whose enemy? Big Tobacco or the World Health Organization?
Yeah, exactly. Anyone who's trying to stop harm reduction is the enemy.
Yeah.
Blimey, 3 hours. Nice. Yeah, we hit that.
What we do.
Yeah, we hit. Yeah.
It's a new record.
A good show. Thank you, Michael.
And
Good
for some
show,
reason,
good
my
guest,
phone battery did
Michael.
better this time. Usually by
And
3
good
hours,
fun.
I'm dead.
Yeah, but like the last 3 shows were like 3 hours and we don't even notice. So those are like really good shows then. Because normally we're like on 2 hours or so. So yeah, thank you. Thank you, Stebby and Fresh, making that possible again.
No need to thank us, thank you.
Oh, yeah. Cheers, all.
Thank you, Ben.
Cheers, later, people. Have a nice week. Yeah, well, we'll see you all next week on my channel.
Bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye, guys. There we go.